All right. Listen, football season is coming up. You don't want to be spending your weekends in some dealership trying to upgrade your vehicle. No. Do it with Fairlease at fairlease.org. They can make this easy for you. There is no dealership for you to go to and haggle with some guy who's on steroids. No.
Send you emails and calls and voicemails and texts. They
just
don't
checking in.
leave you alone.
Just checking in. You want to offload the Honda?
Hey, did you change your mind? Why'd you
No,
change your
I'm
mind?
good with my car. Well, at Fairlease, they don't harass you. You go to them at fairlease.org. If you're in a lease that you're not feeling, maybe with one of those national leasing companies like D&M, well, they'll help you get out of that. We've heard from listeners who have had that experience. So fairlease.org, lease your next vehicle easily, fairly, and do it for the Dumb Zone, folks, at fairlease.org. .org.
You better keep talking.
Well, I could tell you about our friends over at Community who upgraded their
house?
fleet with Fairlease. No, this is still a Fairlease spot, Blake.
Oh, got it.
We'll
We don't have to
but
still
I
do
like
a
what you were
fairly
doing,
spot.
though.
The point is the audio doesn't work with the cable I just plugged in. And is that because of my computer?
Feels like something could have been.
It does feel like that, doesn't it? But we didn't do it. So that's
Well, what
why
do we do
can't
now?
just keep talking about Fairlease.
All right.
There you go.
All right. Oh, it's on the first.
Oh, look at that.
All right. Say.
I never listen, I'm gonna listen. I wanna listen to the dumb zone.
Really not sure what's going on here, Blake. You got it?
I'm gonna listen.
For the rest of the show?
No.
Even when I play my audio, the Cowboys audio?
Once we get going, I'll look at it.
Alright.
Well, happy Tuesday. We're back. I'm Dan McDowell.
I'm Jake Kemp.
I'm Blake Jones.
We have Clayton Foodie CK here as well. Intern Henry is here. We're going to start off by sending intern Henry, get over to the mic for a second. Jesus. I'm not happy with intern Henry.
Oh, no. Already?
We're off to a hot start.
What did we talk about last week during the show? Or actually off the air, because I wouldn't have brought it to the show. But it was one thing. I don't come to you with a lot, right? But I was like, hey, there's one thing that didn't seem right. You put out the weekly podcast on Saturday, and what was the one thing that was not right?
Didn't send an email out. Notification.
So then what'd you do this weekend to rectify that situation, to make it better?
I called Blake and asked him if I should change it, and he said no.
You said, don't send an email out.
After he'd already published the episode, I didn't want him to go back and take it down and then republish and send out another email.
Would there be a way to send it out without
Wait.
republishing it?
So this weekend, though, you did it again wrong and then called Blake? That's what I'm saying.
Was it wrong last weekend?
Yes, 2 days ago.
Yeah, no. 2
I didn't
days
get an
ago was
email.
when I got it wrong.
No, last week you got it wrong. 2 weeks ago.
I didn't hear about that.
When did I pull you aside?
No, I'm saying like
When did I tell you? It was like last Wednesday. I said, hey, remember a couple days ago when you put out the weekly thing, you didn't blah, blah, blah. Right?
maybe I'm missing it.
So you've done the weekly update 2 weeks in a row, right?
Yeah.
The first week is after it didn't come through. I pulled you aside and said, hey, man, can you didn't do it. And you said, okay.
Then that's on me. Yeah.
Well, then this
Then
week,
that's on
I'm
me.
just saying, then this weekend it also wasn't set out. So my point is just, if you just bring it up once, then you figure, okay, now it's addressed. Now it's going to be done.
This is the mean lady at the AT&T store. Yeah.
Me?
No. Just you need a moment of,
Yeah, you should
oh,
have hit him.
I can't mess this up again.
You should have hit him like that lady.
Yeah,
at the
so if I
AT&T
had
store almost
been
did.
real mean and urinated on him or something, I don't know what how could I have been mean?
I actually think though
I was very nice. I just pulled him aside and said, "Hey, man," and you remember that? That was a great interaction.
Yeah,
wasn't
I
it?
was thinking
I thought we're
about.
becoming bros.
No. I'll just say I had other things on my mind.
You shouldn't have.
Oh,
You shouldn't have said that.
He
That's
was
a
a little
leading
busy this
statement. Now
weekend.
we need to know.
Oh.
What were you trading stocks? What could have
No,
been?
worse.
I was thinking
Answer,
about other
like-
things for the show.
Okay,
okay.
and that's fair.
All right. Well, anyway.
Well, hold on. I just want to say that as a business person now, the expectation that you're describing of, well, I said it once, that may have worked in our world, but I think Henry not doing it the first, second, I think he's got 4 more before he mirrors what I find to be the actual business world, where nobody does anything they say they're going to do, when they do, how they're going to do it.
What we're supposed to do to kids is
you
lie.
know the email you sent 3 days ago? I'm just going to send that back to you because it's the one where I told you.
That's true. But
this happens nonstop.
But what we do you remember, at least this happened for me. I was in elementary school, and even when I leaving elementary school, they said, man, you're now going to junior high. Like the teachers all said it. They're not going to let you slide like we do. You're going to have your stuff turned in on
You're right. So at least
time.
said it.
And then they were lying. And then they leaving junior high. Oh, man, once you get to high school, same thing. High school was easy. And then you get to high school, and they're like, all right, you guys have been dicking around for 4 years.
No, it's
Once
true.
you go to college, you can't do that. And guess what? You can. You can go out
just
drinking.
high.
You can barely study one night before and get a good enough grade on the test to keep your – like they keep lying. And then when you're in college, the professor's like, look, when you get in the business world, you can't be waiting 2 days to email back. You got to respond right away. So we have to lie. Ooh, I heard a little click in my ear there, Blake.
Yeah, I think that's going to be good for you. It's giving.
Oh, look,
it's giving audio.
I got the thing.
But he did call Blake, I think, after he realized whatever.
Yeah, but he
despite
didn't
that very
this
confusing. But this weekend he didn't. He called you this weekend.
Yeah, he called me Saturday. Said,
Said,
"Hey,
I think I
the
made
email
a-
didn't get sent out. What should I do?" I said,
Oh, okay. So he did
He halfway
make the mistake
rectified.
again and then realized.
Right.
Like
so
halfway
but
pro
it's
by the
It's
third
progress.
time.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
Progress.
so we're saying this weekend, people watch your email box because you're really gonna.
We're gonna do a countdown. We're doing a drum roll.
I want Henry.
We're
to
gonna
get
have
his
a
shine.
we'll have a dunk tank.
I think people aren't listening to the weekly wrap up because they didn't know it was available. And then Henry he's not gonna. There's going to be a Hollywood agent listening, and they're going to be like, "Boy, that kid! I love the cut of his jib. I think I want to, And they'll sign him, and he's going to be a big superstar.
"This is for you."
I know. No, I feel bad. I feel like I put together a good show.
Well, here's what we're going to do right now.
It was probably most of you.
What
I remember feeling like that.
what'd you shoot?
Well, I thought, I would.
Oh, he went golfing. Is that what he did?
Oh, yeah. No, it was terrible. I can't play right now.
So that's why he didn't do the thing right.
Now,
Golfing. Unbelievable.
if you listen,
Which we support. We support
I
golf.
was going to say there were things about our old boss we
support
didn't
sports.
like, but the fact that he hated golf was kind of cool.
All right.
But anyways, yeah.
So we're going to send you. And by the way, we're in our Game Day Men's Health studios.
You bet your buns we are. Which
You look over at
what
Jake,
they're
you're
going
like,
to hit me with
damn,
tomorrow.
you look great, bro. Everybody does say that to you. How about Game Day Men's Health? They've contributed to that, the greatness of your look. Oh,
Absolutely.
wait. Hold on, no. Hold on, dude. Sit down. We're about to send you on you're at the Game Day Men's Health studio, and we're sending you across the street to Potbelly to pick up today's lunch, which you will have your second lunch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's a college kid, and if he's offered lunch, even if he ate 5 minutes ago, he will get another lunch.
Yeah.
And then we told him, well, just get another lunch, and you could take it home. He goes, no, I know, I'll just eat it.
I remember those days. Yeah.
But whatever. What are you, like 160 pounds? You're not very.
If that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right. I need to just be consuming.
You need to bulk up.
They make Game Day Men's Health, actually, their TRT, it's just Henry's blood.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
Yeah, I was gonna say, does Game Day have anything for me?
you've got what they've got, buddy. We want to feel like you.
Yeah, we want to be you.
Vigor.
And people his
That's why
age,
we go to Game Day Men's Health.
people his age eat like children. He just wanted a chicken and cheese sandwich.
Just straight.
Okay, I've
No
only been to
condiments, no salt, like just chicken,
okay.
cheese, bread.
Look, Al Michaels, it doesn't matter. I'm not that far off.
I've been to Potbelly like 4 times in my life, and that's what I happened to get the first couple times, and it's good, and so I know what works.
So
and
you
I'm
know
gonna
where
go
it
with
is, right? It's across the street,
Yeah.
but you got to walk around the building and all
Oh,
that
yeah.
kind of stuff. And you know how incredibly old I am, and Game Day Men's Health is helping me out. But yeah, we're going to put a timer on you.
at that.
Clayton is putting it on the screen,
Oh shit!
and you have to beat my time. But I'm not going to tell you what my time was last.
Well, that's not fair.
Oh, really?
It is.
Oh,
Absolutely.
I didn't know you were
It's
setting
all
the rules.
lame.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Let's just check in
Gen
with the
Z.
commissioner to see if it's. Let's go an independent arbiter. Jake, do you think that this is fair?
Yeah, I think it's very
Oh, okay.
fair.
Well, sorry, you've been ruled against.
I think it's very fair. Also,
So,
yeah,
can-
you should be playing with a handicap. You're young, so let's get to it.
Yeah, look at me.
So we ready?
He's only able to compete by Game Day Men's Health, where you get 10% off TRT if you mention the dumb zone.
All right, do you have your
For
badge?
life.
You have everything you need?
Yep,
Okay.
You got your vag and your badge.
potentially.
All right, go. There goes Henry. Intern
I've
Henry.
never seen him move that fast.
Nah, it wore off quick, but that first jump was.
Yeah, it's quick twitch.
Shout out to Game Day Men's Health for giving you the energy to get through a family vacation to the beach. And I'm not kidding. Going to the beach, while it's great for the family, it's a beating. And I feel like you could just kind of get there and then you're like, oh, I did it. Now there's nothing to enjoy. But with Game Day, you got the energy to actually enjoy it.
What's up, Game Day Men's Health? But it sounds like you're about to slide into a weekend check. So what I will do, though, is promote the sponsor of that segment today is Qualis Roofing. And they're great. They're one of our early sponsors. In fact, at Qualis Roofing, that's where I got the mushroom sandwich. Like there was like one mushroom on it and
Yeah.
bread
Yep.
when we did a remote out at Qualis Roofing. But they're not as known for that as they are for the quality roofs and for taking all the hassle out of getting a new roof. They will deal with the insurance companies. They will make all the phone calls for you. We got out of there. All we paid for is our deductible. And Qualis came, replaced our roof. They have put a roof over the den. They've helped you in certain ways as well. I'm not sure. Did you get a roof?
Yeah.
Oh, you got a roof with Qualis.
Yeah. I got hit by hail a couple months ago, and I was the first house in the neighborhood to get my new roof.
Stunt on them at
Just a flex.
QualisGC.com.
QualisGC.com. Or should I give the phone number, or you like to just tell people to look it up?
Well,
know you yell
I
at
would
people.
prefer that in the name of efficiency, and since we've already sacrificed that, I beg you.
817-500-9008. Schedule a free roof inspection. Free! And they will give you a Dumb Zone t-shirt. So free. You don't even have to move. All you do is make a call, you get a free t-shirt, and they come out and look at your roof. If you get a roof, they'll give you a sit-in. You can come sit in the Game Day Men's Health studio or into the Dragon Den high atop my garage. So thank you, Qualis Roofing. And here is a weekend check. We could start with Clayton. And then we got a lot today, man. Too much. Taking 4 consecutive days off.
Yeah,
Gives you Cowboys,
Epstein.
the W,
Man, the W.
the Indians are back,
Scotty.
Congrats.
Scotty.
Bennett.
Yeah, all those hats that I saved as the Chief Wahoo hats.
Yeah.
Now I can bring them back
I'm
out.
sure you guys were as amped up as I was to lock in for another Tariq Skubal outing,
Mm-hmm.
who, of course, won Cy Young last year.
Oh. All right. Congratulations. Anyway, Clayton.
Two
Booty
quick
CK.
things. One, Arby's cheesesteak sandwich. Amazing.
Ooh, an item oft overlooked by fast food restaurants. Personally, a huge cheesesteak fan.
Yeah.
Love a chicken cheesesteak, but a lot of places are like afraid of it. You end up having like a cheesesteak only restaurant.
How can you have a chicken cheese steak? Isn't steak?
It's like basically the
The
way
word steak
right.
indicates.
Jersey Mike's makes a really good chicken cheesesteak.
They
It's
do.
just the way they prepare it. It's sliced chicken breast, thrown on the grill just like you would with beef.
Or
But my
pepper.
point is the
No,
word
no.
steak
You're
indicates.
correct. They don't have another name, but they cut it like it's steak,
Mm.
and then they just you get the same cheese,
Yeah, they have pork
Seasoning.
steaks,
pepper.
everything.
Just illogical. That's all I'm saying.
What about milk steak?
But yeah, so that was really good. And then just spent some quality time with a couple buddies for a couple days. Worked on ourselves.
I love it.
Keep your feet where you're at.
Be where your feet are. There
Dude,
you
I'll
go.
tell you what. Who won the WNBA 3-point thing?
Sabrina Ionescu?
Ayahuasca.
Yeah. Does
She
she
said
want to
that
be where her feet are?
17 times.
Dude, it's what I'm
Keeps your
telling
feet
you.
where they are.
This is what I've been trying to tell you, and I am uniquely positioned. I didn't even have a problem with alcohol. I went to rehab for some like show research, like what Cameron Crowe type thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, the sports world has been infected by this therapy talk. It's shoddy, but it's all of them. Hey, it's just about being present and being where my feet are. Those are therapy terms, my friends.
You or me, Blake? We'll let Jake in
yeah.
because he had a big weekend.
Yeah, I'll go. I told you guys last week that I bought a Chuck E. Cheese monthly pass, so now I'm on a goal to try to make the most money I can off of it. I did not know they were that proud of their pizzas.
Yeah. It's pricey. It's pricey.
You're okay with that?
I'm not okay with it. I think it's a good pizza. I've eaten it independent of visiting the entertainment section of Chuck E. Cheese. I used to live by the one in Grapevine. In an apartment, I did it multiple times. But they're pricing in entertainment.
Yeah.
How much was just like for
$20 for a large.
yeah. And it ain't that large.
No. But I did see the parents get the large pizza and 2 beers. Give them a little head nod.
Respect.
I get it.
Respect.
They had a bunch of birthday parties going on, and I think we're coddling kids, and I know we are because before they brought out Chuck E. Cheese, they had all the kids line up, face the projector, because they were going to stretch.
It is important.
Wow. They have
Yeah.
a pregame stretch. At
Yeah,
Chuck E.
before we
Cheese.
bring out Chuck E. Cheese, we got to make sure we're all limber, and they're doing all the stuff.
Back in
and-
my day, before Chuck E. Cheese came out, they would just get the 2 biggest kids from the party and have them run into each other head
you go.
Yeah.
little Oklahoma drill.
And punch you in the balls. And
Yeah,
Gladiator in the ball pit.
that's right. Yeah, yeah. But now stretching and transitioning.
Yeah. I was walking around. They they had a giant game, like a giant claw game, where you could pick up these little Chuck E. Cheese stuffed animals. And I turn around, and a kid had gotten into it.
I've seen that on television before, but
I saw it live. It was awesome.
never live.
wow, it's real, huh?
Yeah.
I've just seen that on TV too. There's no way.
Lone Star 911 episode.
Yeah, it's like faces on the glass.
100%.
The employees are freaking out.
That's awesome.
The kids' parents are nowhere to be found.
Well, yeah.
So they just unlock the glass, let the
Boy,
kid
that'd
out.
be great for pictures. I'd love to get a picture of my kid in there.
Yeah, that'd be good. And so then that same kid broke into like this soccer enclosure thing where like you try to kick the ball into the goal, but they have these like rubber bands holding the ball. And he somehow managed his way into there and was just like in the goal.
The little Hugo, Dan.
And so,
Kid might need a slap.
You might need one.
yeah, so I just waited around. I had to see the kid's parents. And exactly what you think.
I don't know what that means because I don't have that stereotype. Is this a racial thing? Is
No,
this
they
a
probably went to school
trashiness?
with you.
Okay. And your wife?
Yes. But I wanted to tell her, you don't know the last 30 minutes your kid had. You have no idea.
But maybe if that's her kid, she does know. Maybe that's the kind of thing
Yeah.
I think it's a wild thing
that little
to...
scamp is getting involved in.
I mean, I understand it takes a village and everything, Hillary, but I think it's a very weird move as a parent to know you have an out-of-control kid and think that a public place is just kind of time off for you.
That's absolutely.
But you see it happen a lot. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I got a wild one. I'm just going to throw him into this mix here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are other adults. He's probably not going to die, but
Yeah.
he might make it tough on everyone. See that a lot. That's why Carter doesn't go anywhere. Nobody.
I need a ruling because obviously I'm established the run guy. I'm in my phase and went to go eat Sunday afternoon in the church crowd. Every restaurant's busy. I get it. However, I place an order to go way ahead of time. Pick up at 12:45. I show up at 1. I know you're going to be busy, but I want to pick up my food and I want to eat immediately. So I walk in and there's 30 people in line and no to-go orders yet. And the employees there were focusing on the line in the restaurant. Once they got through all of those, then they worked on the to-go orders. And left a nasty survey. Was very upset. But I feel like, I don't know what the process should be, but I don't like when restaurants do that.
Well, I'm under the impression that the bartender... Hold on, we have an update.
Oh, Henry made it back.
Wow.
We've got 9.
Incredible time. I believe mine was like 16 minutes.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Go ahead.
you
You
go.
can start. Oh, well, you don't really want to eat, but I'll wait till break. Henry made it in 9 minutes and 16 seconds.
That's good.
And it wasn't even ready when I got there.
Wow.
Wow.
Boy, that fits right into the segment here. Did you leave a nasty survey?
I might.
See?
They were doing that same thing when I went to Potbelly. Remember, I went like at 10 after the
Yeah.
show,
Yes.
or 10 after 11, and almost didn't make it back for 11:30, and I had to kind of fast walk.
I haven't worked at at one of these places before.
But
Few
when I
restaurants.
got there was a little line, and yes, they were like 3 guys waiting for their to-go because they see the people in line, and it's like, oh, I need to.
They're giving looks.
They're going to be mad if I'm
Tapping their-
sitting here working on something that's not for them.
But at the
this
restaurant,
happens everywhere, though. It happens at the I order smoothies.
sure,
Smoothie-
it's a squeaky wheel, right?
yeah.
But at the restaurant, I thought the bartender was involved in this process. Like most of the places I go get food from,
Yeah, there's one person dedicated to your to-go person.
right?
Yes.
And
that's-
sometimes they even have a different window, or a different
Yeah.
part of the restaurant. So that to me does seem.
But especially if
The way
you
to
came
manage it.
15 minutes after
Later.
your pickup time,
that's
Oh, yeah.
insane.
just because you're that courteous, or you're
Um,
just not wanting to sit around.
I'm familiar with the process of this place. I know that they're pretty late. I know Sunday afternoon is tough. There's a lot of people there.
But I think this strikes to the heart of something we've talked about recently. Talked about it with like Adam Romo at Eatsy's. I genuinely, when I have a negative experience at places now, want to talk to the person in charge and just be like, I don't really give a shit. I'm in a great mood all the time. You could improve this based on my read on it. But I think a lot of people who do that, I think they're doing it for themselves. And maybe I'm being sexist, but it feels like women or whoever, Blake in this case, they just want to give you a piece of their mind.
No.
And I don't want to feel like I'm coming across that way.
In my survey, I laid out like how it needs to operate. There needs
see,
to be a
that's-
to-go person. Now, I think the problem was this to-go person also had to refill the food in the buffet line. So she was making the chicken and filling the beans and all this and also trying to do to-go, but she just got slammed. My point was, how'd you not see this coming? Every Sunday afternoon at 12:30, there's going to be a rush of people. Be prepared.
Yeah. That's survey online?
Yeah.
Okay. It's just
See,
a
that's the
step I
thing.
don't know I'd go.
Because you're right. Once you leave and you cool down a little bit, you're like, all right, well, whatever.
Well, no, it's
But if you want to
But-
help them,
this place
Establish the run guy, though, is going to.
this place does this to me every Sunday.
yeah, he's
And
had
I've
enough.
I've had it about up to here.
That's
Well, and
fair.
you might think, well, what if I just stop going there and giving them my money then?
kind of how the market works.
And they are like, well, fine. Look at this giant line.
Yeah.
We don't really care.
But they upset
so-
a lot of people on Sunday. I don't know.
But also, dude, like, I'll give you a good example. Not to spiff our sponsors again. We're all out of order here. But, like, I know a guy who had a sit-in through Community. Travis missed his initial email. They don't really – I mean, I'm sure everybody needs business, but it's not like they are – but he hit the guy back up and was like, hey, can I get back in here? Here's what was happening. I think if you treat everyone like they're an important customer, it just sort of has a
No, yeah.
general-
But I'm just telling Blake
Why the
what I
restaurant-
think that restaurant doesn't care about Blake.
– boy, had it up to here.
And they don't. But I wasn't nasty in my email. I just thought, as in like a person who's decently organized, I just saw a flow that was not optimized.
Yeah.
And it could be better.
Truly, as being in business and stuff, if someone in our business is doing something that's angering someone outside, I want to know. Now,
Yeah.
does that owner just say, I don't care? It depends.
Perhaps.
But you have to have a caring owner,
Yeah.
like me.
Had it up to here.
Very caring.
Very established the run. Thursday night, I think it was, I was ordering dinner and we had found a little deal. I was like, oh, look at this dinner for two thing. And it was $25. And as we were ordering it, it was clear that they were like going to give you a slightly smaller portion. So I'm like, oh, Kristen says something like, oh, extra meat is $5 per person. And reflexively, the phrase left my mouth, that's where they get you. And I stopped down. She stopped down and was like, This is it. This is you're going through
You're
the
transitioning.
transformation. I can't tell you how many times my dad has summed up and assessed economic situation purely as that's where they get you.
That's right.
A quick note: the trip was down to the beach.
Are you done with yours?
Surfside Beach?
All right.
If you're going out of town anywhere else in Texas, for me, I'm going to HEB because we still don't have one here, but we are about to get one, and it's going to be over at 121 in that like Glade area, which is already a lot.
Yeah, they're building one in Murphy.
So yeah, we're gonna finally have them, and you've never really had like much of an experience with HEB. It is the parent company of Central Market.
I was going to say Central Market sells HEB stuff.
Right. So HEB owns that. And for me, the combination of quality, selection, and price is unbeatable.
I like the HEB stuff.
It's
which
good.
Has surprised me because I won't buy Kroger.
That's what I'm telling you, though. And
Paper towels or
like
Kroger.
you go buy HEB brand cheese, whatever, it's great.
Okay.
And it priced well. So when they open that one over there on 121, it's going to be a madhouse. It's going to be mayhem, and I don't deal with that real well. So I will be likely doing what I did down in Galveston, which is using the HEB order ahead and pick up your groceries.
Boy, I don't like that if you're doing produce or something.
Don't love it. Sometimes you have to do it. If you don't want to go into a place that's going to be Buc-ee's times 10. And here's what I learned. I told you guys a few weeks ago, a couple months, I did a pickup order at Walmart, and I asked the guy, can I tip you? And he said, no. My homie got fired for taking a tip last week. They don't let you tip us. Which, I don't know. If we're going to start making a list of like what is acceptable or reasonable to tip for, I feel like that one's on the line of, yeah, I mean, when I used to do that job, somebody
Walking
would
the
give me
grocers
50
out?
cents or $1.
Yeah, no, I've tried to tip the guy. What's the one in Colleyville?
Market Street?
Market Street, because they'll walk you out. And I've tried to tip someone, and they've told me, no, we're not allowed to take tips. And then I've tried to tip someone else, and he said, we're not allowed to take tips. But he looked around.
Yeah, sure. What I'm telling you,
And then
though,
he will
is
take that
HEB, in line with a company with values and integrity, will let you tip the cart guy. And with HEB coming to both of our towns, men of efficiency, I thought that spoke well of them.
That they will let you tip.
Yeah.
Now, I thought you established the run guys would want them to, hey, just pay your employees well enough that we don't just have to tip.
Yeah, and I think HEB, ironically, like this is how it usually goes, right? They do. HEB pays their employees very well. And, took care of people through COVID and take care of people through whatever, times of need. And they're the company that will not fire you for taking a tip.
I thought tipping was confusing enough before COVID.
Agreed. And I saw somebody doing the Starbucks rant. That pops up on social media every couple weeks. Of
Sure.
like, why am I
for
tipping?
handing me a, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know what the line is. I just usually do it. But this one feels acceptable. I don't do it because it's like, God, you're grifting me.
Well,
Yeah.
especially the coffee one, because you don't know how your coffee is yet. Like you're tipping ahead of the product.
Uber and DoorDash,
Well,
as Dan
I know,
has
it's-
pointed out.
right.
Yeah.
Boober.
Boober.
DoorDash.
Is this now your weekend check, or do you want me to whip through mine?
Oh, I forgot
I got real quick.
that I was supposed to end. Yeah, go ahead. I have very little more.
Oh, okay. My quick one is just that I have a gummy thought over the weekend because I'm going to visit my daughter in Clemson this week. And so I have to talk to her about I'm helping her move. She's moving for the first time in 2 years, maybe 3 years. She's lived in the same place, but
Moving within the Clemson community.
yeah, so I got it, but she's moving 5 minutes away or whatever, so she's got a bed and all this stuff she's got to transport. So I rented a truck. I'm flying to Atlanta, rented a truck, 2-hour drive from Atlanta to Clemson. Then we'll do the moving on Thursday.
Bingo.
What's that, a burp?
Mark it down.
So I had to get a hold of her, but I wanted to see where she was. Like, if she's at work, she works for the Clemson football team, then I can't call her. So I checked the Find My Phone. I see Blake's at this restaurant. I don't know where Blake was, but Blake's on Find My Phone. We share each other's location.
Super cool.
And so I'm watching her, though. She's driving, and you could see in real time, you see, oh, she's driving up this Tiger Boulevard they have. And then, you know, I could see exactly where she's going. And I thought, that's really cool. And then I was also, earlier in the day, I had been looking at a map, I think, of Ventura, California, and where our Airbnb is going to be in that city when we go to Cowboys camp. And I was looking at the satellite view so I could see what the houses looked like and all that kind of stuff. And then I added those things together. And I thought, in the future, will I be able to go to Find My Phone? And not only will it just kind of show this little dot, because, you know, when you look on Google View or what, you're looking at a picture that was taken
Right.
maybe a year ago, maybe 5 years ago, whatever. Will we actually be able to hook up to a satellite and I'm just watching Blake drive along the road? Like, that's actually Blake, and I'm like on the phone with him, and I'm like, put your hand out the window, and he puts his hand out the window. Like,
Well,
that everybody will just be able to see
yeah.
in real time, actual satellite photo of my daughter driving along.
Well,
Tiger
so
Boulevard.
that technology certainly exists, but making it available to consumers, I don't think that would be that hard or that expensive over time. But as much of like a Big Brother state as we all talk about and
That
are
we've
fearful
allowed
of,
it. We've welcomed it.
there are protections. Like there are privacy protections in this country, specifically that I don't know that would ever be. I mean, again. Is it if you're giving consent? Like that person, if for you to just merely track her location, you both have to accept it.
Yeah.
Right? So maybe if you opt in, but I mean, there's things, you know, you can right now, there are cameras everywhere, satellite you can watch like war from some of these cameras. You can watch, you know, cameras all over the world that are live. Not you know, tracking a person, but
I think
it's very possible.
in this weekend, though, of the Indians and the Redskins, perhaps, on the list of things that are coming back, I think doing things without consent is coming back. So get ready, guys.
Yeah, I mean,
Get to Game Day Men's Health and get yourself geared up.
honestly, it's on the list of things. It's in the same era of things that left. So why stop at the
And
Redskins?
then my main thing of the weekend, so I didn't really go anywhere or do anything except I spent a lot of time with two of my very close friends as well, as Clayton said he did. And that was high atop my garage. This is my fault. Clayton kind of passive-aggressively, as he will do, reminded me of that yesterday as we were spending another 8 hours in the den. I'm very excited for you to see it.
I am as well.
You weren't there. And there was a little griping about Jake not being here. And I did say, like, this is pretty much my fault because I looked at, hey, wait, Jake needs these 2 days off. We've been talking for a while about wanting to change things up in here. Let's stop the talk. Let's get them panties off. Let's go. And then these idiots agreed to it. You know,
Yeah,
they
I
had a
was-
Friday and a Monday off, but they were like, yeah, let's do it. I know Blake really didn't want to, but we couldn't have done all this stuff without. But I don't know. We transformed the den. It's a mini Rennie. It's a Chip and JoJo thing. It's I was talking to John Kukla before the show. Property Brothers. He said, you got to do a Property Brothers reveal where you bring Jake in and then he can squeal with delight.
Oh, dude, you
That's
know,
a good idea.
there was a period of time where my entire evening, every night, was based around the effing reveal. Like when we didn't have kids, and I'm like, I think I can get laid. It's just this show.
It's
we
not
have to
that
wait
bad of
for
a
the
show.
reveal.
It's 2 Starbucks baristas with a budget of $8 million.
Yeah, those are the best accounts because everybody was doing those jokes before they started making those meme accounts. But it's It's just I'm a speech pathologist. My husband draws pictures for comic books. Like we want to be near downtown. We want to entertain. No. What usually happens is they're like my budget's like $1 million, and they're like this house is $17 million. It's insane. It's not an accurate representation of House Shopping. The Property Brothers, though, it's a good show.
Well,
it's different than House Hunters, but you got to
Anyway,
have the reveal.
Did a Rennie in the den, Rennie in the Denny,
Didn't want to marry to a famous person.
and
It's a lot cleaner.
we'll reveal that to the public in the future. But the game day, not the game day Men's Health, the game watching parties. There's going to be so much room for activities.
I love it.
Yeah.
We made bunk beds.
Mhm.
It's incredible.
No power tools.
Henry did karate.
Oh, yeah. Got our swords.
Property brother Jonathan Scott, by the way, married to Zoe Deschanel.
Whoa.
Wow.
I knew he was married to somebody famous.
That's a nice piece.
Hell yeah, it is, man.
Really putting on for HGTV.
I forgot one thing if I can jump back in here.
You do whatever you want.
I went to go see Beth's daughter perform in Beetlejuice on Saturday. It was at the Wiley Acting Group over in Wiley, nearby me, and it's just a community theater where the Wiley High School kids put together a play. And so I took Brooks, and I don't think I'd ever seen Beetlejuice, and I was sitting there thinking, I wonder if I should have brought my 3.5-year-old to see this play about this dead guy trying to come back to life. But it was awesome. I think I said the same thing last time. I'm just super impressed by these high schoolers and their talents. Because if you're...
Drop Beth has a actor daughter.
Yeah. Because...
Actress daughter.
You know,
Did
if,
say actress? Is that coming back?
I
The AP in there, when they put out the birthdays now, they will put actor by all the ladies.
Yeah, that's been for a couple of years.
But I watched the Academy Awards. And they
Yeah.
still have a Best Actress, so I was very confused. I thought we're all actors here. I thought, what are we doing? Oh, now we want to separate?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
pay
go
him,
on.
Pay him what you owe us. Or whatever. No. If you're a high school kid or you're just a kid in that age, let's say you're good at sports. I mean, you have competitions for that. You can showcase that. But for the kid that is a vastly talented singer, you know, it's hard for you to showcase that. Or maybe you want to get into acting. This was a good place for you to show that talent. And sitting there watching it, I thought it was cool because this kid has probably practiced this a million times and taken voice lessons and taking acting classes. And sometimes people like that never get to show that. And for them to come together and do that, it was really cool. And the money, it felt better spending money on that than go seeing a movie at a theater or what have you.
You sound like a jock, knuckle dragging jock guy who just realized
It's
there's something else in life.
It's 100% Chris Klein, not Chris Klein. What's his name from American Pie? He's the lacrosse guy, but he can sing a little bit too. So he
I can't
goes
believe
to choir.
this exists.
Well,
So cool that someone that's into that stuff.
I thought all they did was make out with each other and cut.
maybe it's a kid thing and just seeing the parents proud of their kid and their kid getting to show. I don't know. It
I
was
know
cool.
what you
it was
mean.
It was really cool.
I know what both of you mean.
It's good to show Brooks that there is something else to life than
Right.
dominating on a softball field.
Or gymnastics.
Yeah, speaking of that, yeah, we can do this quick here. I was just thinking about, we did a story last week about Dig World opening at Grapevine Mills in partnership with Dude Perfect. And I didn't really know what Dig World was at the time. It was introduced to me in that news story. They'd been on Shark Tank, and I was reminded of this as I was driving through Houston over the weekend. There's a massive Dig World in Katy. I was like, oh, we were just talking about that. Now, that Dig World down there has nothing to do with Dude Perfect. Okay? The one up here
Then I'm out.
is announced that it'll be planned, designed by, and marketed in coordination with Dude Perfect. So I got to thinking, this thing's going to be down the street from my house. My kid obviously is into tractors, trucks, digging, and I haven't pushed him away from that. But he has no idea who Dude Perfect are, and I was going to keep it that way. And honestly, don't think it would have been that hard because
But you have to go to this thing with a big
I could have
pile up there.
avoided them forever. I mean,
Yeah.
you give me a book, I don't give it to him. I come up with some lie about how it's evil, like I have for some other things. Whatever, he would have been avoiding Dude Perfect. So
Now, because they're associated with this, he's going to think they're the coolest thing that's ever.
100%, even though it has nothing to do with their bullshit act, which I was going to discourage him from on honestly a philosophical basis. And I'm surprised that Blake, established the run guy, lets Dude Perfect into his home, because they are the embodiment of the generation of easy, right? Let's just put, you know what? I'm gonna start a new channel called Guys Maybe, and it's kids executing like a stock block really well. And let me tell you something: when you're out there, you're stock blocking, you feel the running back running behind you, probably a black guy, feels cool. You're like, I did that. Maybe. But Dude Perfect it's NFL Blitz. I hated kids who loved NFL Blitz. You know why? Because I was over here grinding a 30-year dynasty and managing the waiver wire on Madden in franchise mode, like a real fucking sports fan.
Well, you are established the run guy.
Blitz, Dude Perfect, it's the same thing. And I could have avoided all of that and taught my kid how to bust up a wedge. But now...
Or make his free throws.
Make his free throws. Drop step. Back to the basket. But now Dude Perfect is involved in something that has nothing to do with sports. It's a thing that's completely independent of that. And honestly, it's no different than when we would do ads on the station for churches, and I would jokingly be like, can my local mosque buy an ad? What's different than this is just like ISIS sponsoring some park or something that honestly ISIS has more to do with digging and dirt than Dude Perfect does. It's just throwing a brand that you would like to keep away from your children onto something kids are all going to enjoy to corrupt their minds so they'll buy your shit for the next 20 years.
Their whole bit
Which is exactly what ISIS does.
That's their audience, though.
I know, but
and they want to get them, you always want to get them earlier.
Yeah.
So their audience is like preteen
what's before
boys.
Sports? Trucks. Why even
Preteen
start
boys,
earlier?
though, let's go to before preteen. Let's go get them. And he's going to lock him in. And once he's a teenager, he'll kind of figure out, I don't think I should be watching Dude Perfect. Number one, once your kid is a teenager, they'll all be like 55.
Well,
Will they
they're
still
gonna
be doing?
they'll have another generation. They've already got like a farm system. They're gonna be the Savannah Bananas. They'll just be a franchise of Dude Perfect stuff for kids because they're very good at what they do.
And then your kid will want to be in that next. Can he try?
Oh, that's
out?
already happening.
It'll be like the soups.
Every kid who goes
You
to
gotta try
that
out to be
show
a soup.
thinks maybe, I mean, Sean.
What if they pull me out of the
Our
crowd?
buddy Scene has been sending he took his kid. Now his kid's doing trick shots and celebrating like crazy. Fine. If you want to let your kids be infected by that culture, go for it. But I'm a white blocking wide receiver, and that is not the life we're going to live.
If CKY was sponsoring the Dig Zone, you'd be there every weekend.
You make a good point.
All right, we moved to sports, and we have an announcement to make.
I don't know.
Don't we?
We do. We do.
The announcement is that we have confirmed that we will, again, this year, have a weekly Brandon Aubrey show.
Whoa.
Nice.
The all-pro kicker
I don't know.
for the Dallas Cowboys.
Everyone maybe you assumed this was locked in, but around here we've been worried the price of the brick is going up because the guy's like the best in the world at what he does. He remains gracious enough to give us his time.
What a good dude.
For real.
So we locked that in. And then it turns out that Community Mechanical, our HVAC company, they bought up the season-long sponsorship. They are the title sponsor of the Brandon Aubrey program this year. They are the guys that want you to just give them a call or a text and set up some preventative maintenance. Just have them check out your stuff. They found like a duct that was dislodged in my attic, which was pouring carbon monoxide into the attic. They said that wasn't good. 469-667-7290. But also, they've helped out a ton of people, including Brandon Aubrey himself, who I guess Brandon Aubrey had another company come in and say, oh, man, your system is shot. It's going to be $15,000 to repair it. Community Mechanical took a look at it and said, oh, look, it's this little thing that's wrong here. It'll cost about $100 for that part, maybe a couple dollars for labor, and now you're out. Everything's fine, dude. Don't worry about it. And that kind of trust, eventually, whenever he does need a system, perhaps he'll go with Community Mechanical, and you should too. Emails every day from people who have like, oh yeah, Community did this for me, Community did that, and now they are the Brandon Aubrey Show sponsor. So enough with the commercial about Community Mechanical. We should also mention that we want to do something, and they are going to do this for a theme song contest.
We need a theme, and it needs to be all pro. We need a theme for the Brandon Aubrey Show, and it is very important that you hear these producer notes. It needs to get to it. So whatever lyrics you have probably need to stop right around 20 seconds. You could probably up that a couple, but you guys listen. A long theme song can be a beating.
You don't want to sit and listen.
You're going to hear
minutes.
it 18 times, probably more. So, just follow those instructions, and we'll pick the best one and have a prize, if I understand correctly.
Yes, the prize is from Community Mechanical. They are offering tickets to any regular season, because I told him, well, we could do preseason or something. People love just getting in the building. He's like, I'm not going to do preseason. He's like, who do you think I am?
I am.
I'm Travis Gafford, goddammit.
Make it the regular season.
Yeah. So he said a game of your choice. He'll work with you on what that's going to be, how it's going to go down. But if you win, yes, tickets to any Cowboys game this year from Community Mechanical. But yeah, we'd like to get some good entries if we can.
And
so send them to, should we go to the Dumb Zone?
Yeah.
thedumbzone@gmail.com.
And this may be controversial, but I don't care if it's AI, because some of the AI songs we get from people are good.
But we're
They're
going to be
good,
the
good
judges,
songs.
and
Right.
if your actual band, I might weigh it a little heavier that way if it's a real band.
There's AI slop, like what I do, but
Yeah.
there's some people that are musically talented that use AI. But yes,
Sure.
I'd say weighted heavily. But
Well, I mean,
we want the best theme.
We do want the best. So, so thanks, Community Mechanical, for doing the whole Brandon Aubrey thing. And the Brandon Aubrey Show theme song contest commences now and ends right before the season. We'll figure that out. So get your entries in. Get your thinking caps on. Get your whatever cap you do when you do stuff.
What?
I don't know. I'm trying to find the audio.
World of sports, radio sports, scoreboard.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Cowboys?
Absolutely. It's Cowboy season.
So yesterday, it is, man. Kind of excited. We're going to training camp in a couple of weeks, too, because, I don't know. You get over this initial week of stuff, and then it seems to, I don't know, it loses some steam, but I like that I like the when we were out there last year, where we kind of had the run of the place, and we're kind of going to do that again this year.
Yeah.
So we're going in a couple of weeks. And they had their opening press conference yesterday in Oxnard. It's an hour long. I would like to, I like to just sit and listen. So we've already all listened to this, but marked a couple of spots that we think is really more entertaining than not. So let me just start. This is like a minute in or so. We can stop and start. We can fast forward. However you want to do it, but there's a lot. I mean, a lot. My theme coming out of this, I don't know if you want to lay out your theme previous to listening to it, but Jerry is really, he's a bit of an established the run guy where even though he lives in this world where he's, his franchise is like $10 billion, he's really hung up on the money these guys are making these days.
Yeah.
With the money they're making, they should just do this. With the money they're making, like he does sound like your dad.
I would say the other, if I were to say point out a theme prior to playing it, would be just the emphasis on Dak, and that is related to the thing that you just said there. So to him, and there's some truth to this, like last season, you're not thinking this thing's a mess if Dak's not gone for X amount of games. So he's mentioning that several times. But every time he mentions Dak, or almost every time, he tags it with who I made the highest paid player at his position last year. You know what I mean? So even that, he can't look at Dak even. The one thing that he feels good about with being like, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. And spoiler, I don't think he's totally wrong about all this. You know, I mean, I get the players. I'm pro player impact. I just wanted to be treated fairly, and largely was, at the end of a contract. But the idea now that you can halfway through a contract be like, I mean, I feel like I'm getting screwed here. It really does take everything beneficial away from the club. But it's kind of the way it is now. He can yell at a cloud all he wants about it.
Yeah, and the NFL set that up that way.
Right.
Because if they want to guarantee contracts, then it's all to protect them from themselves. Because if they had to guarantee contract, I'd be very interested to see what these contracts were if everything was fully guaranteed. Because you'd have to.
Yeah,
it feels like money would go down.
Money would go down across the board, but like you might have quarterbacks getting paid even more. Right? Like because you're going to be saving money somewhere, you're going to have a cap. Like if the cap stayed the same and you were like, man, I don't know if I really want to pay 20 quarterbacks you would pay them more now if you could.
Anyway, let's start listening to this or else.
Sure. Micah Parsons, do you expect him, even though he's here, do you expect him to practice until he gets a contract finalized?
Well, everybody here is under contract. Everybody. Yes. And so that's what that is. From the standpoint of, let's say, what happens relative to, I'm looking at the entire NFL when I say this, and that's players that are under contract and teams looking to make it better for the team and for the player. In terms of that, that is incumbent if you're in that price range. When you're up there in that top 10%, so to speak, of the league, and that top quartile of your team, leadership is really big. And leadership exhibits himself when you're negotiating as well. And so I'm appreciative of Micah being here. I am. And it's incumbent upon us all. We've got a player that we've docked him for not being here during off-season workout, as you well know. And we will fine him for that. Because those parts of a contract to go directly toward the leadership that he's is as a player relative to the rest of the team, and certainly, obviously, to our fans as well. So I'm big into, and not alone either, big into showing anything you can do for leadership if you're going to be one of these guys that are in the top drawer of all the money.
Clarence.
Clarence Hill, All City DLLS. I know it takes two to tango, and every contract is different. But in March, you talked about, Micah, and that you had everything in place as far as an agreement mentally on the numbers. Here we are in July, and you still haven't had a deal. Any frustration of why a deal has not been done?
Not at all. Not at all. We do, and I don't mean this, I have things undone, dangling participles. I bet I have 20 of them every day in some pretty serious areas. You can't have it all done at the same time.
Okay, we can fast forward a little, I think. I see his, what he's saying is if you're going to be at this high level, one of the top paid players, we want you to also exhibit leadership. You don't necessarily get paid on that, though. That's a subjective thing that you get paid because of your stats and how good of a player you are, not necessarily how good of a leader you are. Because if you are a good leader, but your skills are diminishing, you will be cut. And so that's kind of the player's stance, I would think.
You will be cut, but you will also, I think, be given a longer leash. And you will be, brought back at a lower number more likely, right? Jamie Benn style, but you're right. But I think you need to not be a negative. So they can't write in a contract like, hey, idiot, you're one of the 4 highest paid players on every single team. That guy usually has to exhibit some sort of leadership, be it quiet or not. They can't say that, but I do think that's implied. But if you're a quiet guy, you're a quiet guy. But I don't know that you can, like, be getting fined. But you know what's interesting about Trayvon, and I'm sure we're going to talk about this, he didn't really break the bank with his contract. He got paid early and said, just give me my money.
Yeah.
Which I find,
he
in
did
retrospect, a little interesting.
He didn't demand top of the
No.
market money.
Kind of like, I was going to compare him to Zeke, but Zeke did compare top of the market. I just find it interesting when a guy's like, I could play longer and really show how awesome I am. I'll just take what you'll give me now. Kind of make me like 10th or 11th highest paid. That's an odd psychology for a pro athlete, but.
And at the time, he was the bee's knees, right? He was more so than more so than like a Jalen Smith was. Nobody was saying
for
Jalen
sure.
Smith's
He's
the best
an all-pro
linebacker in the league. Yeah.
Todd Archer with ESPN. Steven, in the past, you guys have been able to work deals here, long-term extensions with guys. Are there plans to talk to Micah's agents while you guys are here, and maybe other players as well?
Well, obviously, when you're together here at camp, it makes for a good environment to get some things done before the season starts. At the end of the day, I think, Clarence, you said it best. It does take two. And a lot of times you might be surprised where we might be and where they might have been, where they were wanting to hold. And obviously, I think most players do understand if you're willing to take risk, you're willing to go out on the field and wait a year to do your contract, and you play well and you bet on yourself, then usually that will happen, in a positive way for the player. They understand that. But, no, this is a great environment to look at, not just Micah's situation, but all situations in terms of players that are probably going to be up for contract next year, or, be in a year where, they're either, could be franchised or tendered or whatever that may be. So we're always looking for those opportunities, and certainly the players. We have players that are interested in that, and we'll be working on that while we're here at camp.
And Brian, with Micah,
I don't think I need to hear Shoddy just yet.
Why does every Shoddy question feel like a bone thrown?
Because it is.
Yes, during this press conference, he spoke very little, and I believe this is exactly what Jerry Jones wants. It's the Jerry Jones show here.
Yeah.
Shoddy is
happy.
Little window dressing.
Happy to be here.
Yeah. All right, let's just jump ahead a little.
Tommy Yarsh, DallasCowboys.com. Jerry kind of brought it up a little bit earlier with Trayvon Diggs. What went into that decision, and then what do you want to see from him as a leader, like you mentioned, and where do you feel like he is in the recovery process?
Oh, we expect a player paid like Trayvon to be here all the time. We expect him to be leading. We expect him to be leading. But
again, yeah, I mean, you said it too. It's not in the contract, and I think some of that really was a problem when it's Aaron Rodgers or a quarterback that all of a sudden they're not involved in all of the team stuff.
Way bigger deal.
I don't think it's, as far as the team is concerned, that big of a deal for Trayvon Diggs to not be.
Yeah, but there's so
everything.
there's a bit of a weird thing going on here. Are you going to play the part where he's talking about Dion?
Eventually, I think.
Okay. Well, let me just reference this because he does. It's hey, Dion worked out on his own too, and I didn't like that,
and he pulled him aside and said don't.
Said don't. The thing I think Jerry has a hard time with, and this shows up sometimes in the player surveys. That they're not necessarily A+ on everything, training facility wise and strength and conditioning wise. But I think Jerry looks at it like personally offended. Like, dude, I've got this. I built the Star. Like, this is the best place for anybody to do anything. We have all the training, all the nutrition you need here. I have the best coaches. Like, I'm not Cincinnati, where you could reasonably say, I don't want to work out there. This is the Cowboys. And I think it pisses Jerry off because typically guys come into the Cowboys scene and they're blown away. They are eyes just like, oh, I want to be here all the time. And Trayvon kind of doesn't care.
Yeah.
But that's not new. That goes all the way back. Dion was not necessarily given to come to the weight room. And I explained to him that it meant a lot for him to be in there. I said, does the fact that I have more weight trainers and more equipment and I work hard every day have anything to do with it? And I said, it needs to have some show with it, and so that all the team and everybody can do it. And he said, you're wrong. Done. I get it.
But
it's important. It's important to have the right body language in every respect when you are one of those rare, financially paid and gifted players.
Bingo.
You've got to have some leadership about you.
But the de-escalation is contractual.
Yeah.
Spelled out. So he understood when he decided he was going to train in South Florida, he understood what the consequences would be.
Jane.
Yeah.
Jerry, I was just curious, because you know how these headlines can blow up. You said you don't always talk to the principals. In other words, David Mugoletta, Micah Parsons' agent. Why have you not spoken to him more directly the way you have Todd France or David Cantor in the past?
Jerry didn't speak to Todd France.
Okay.
And Jerry, as he said, doesn't speak to many agents. I do.
So what is your relationship with Mugoletta been so far?
We've always had a good relationship with Mugoletta.
What would you say?
And specifically, Adams.
Which one of them is mispronouncing that name? Is it? I would guess
it's Steven.
Steven would mispronounce it.
Yeah.
More than Jane Slater because she's
knows him quite well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaks to the agents as well. So, but Jerry's typically, whether it's a coach or a player, speaks directly to the principal.
And I don't talk to the attorneys and all of the other stuff that goes on, too. Now, really wouldn't be time for everything if you did that.
Okay. Let me jump ahead a little bit here.
The other thing I would say is contracts are 4 or 5 years. Okay? There's a lot of water under the bridge if you step out there and do something in the first 2 or 3. You can get hit by a car. Seriously.
Okay.
And so there's a lot to look at over a lot of years that could make a big difference. Have you ever heard of any clubs committing to players and then they didn't pan out after they committed to them? We have. And so my point is there's all the reasons in the world to, when you're under contract, and if you're not under contract, one of the things that exacerbates this is that you have a kind of a
See, you could see his frustration, especially with Micah and probably CD last year and everything. It's when you're under contract. When you're under contract. The problem with what they're doing right now is their problem over the last 30 years, or 29 years is now the drought, is that they don't really have a way they do things. It can change based on way back in the day it was Michael Irvin was getting into cocaine and hookers. Oh, my gosh, here's Randy Moss. Looks like it could be the next Michael Irvin. I'm going to stay away from him. Then Randy Moss really pans out. Okay, I'll draft the next wide receiver that's kind of shaky because that guy did pan.
For sure.
And they don't have the reason that CeeDee Lamb and Micah Parsons are doing what they do. And I don't know if Micah's going to hold in or whatever, but be there, but under contract, but demanding a new contract, is that Zeke did it with 2 years left on his deal. You've shown the track record. You've shown how to deal with the Cowboys. This is how you deal with the Cowboys. How do you get paid? Well, this might not work with a lesser player, but if I'm one of the top players on the team, I've found out the way to get the Cowboys to pay you is to threaten them, is to hold out.
You don't think Mugoletta hasn't talked to Todd France and Zeke's guy, Rocky Arsenault, I think was his name, the greatest agent ever? They not only know how it's going to eventually end, they know the level of bullshit that's going to go on leading up to it. Dude, the most excited I've ever been, whatever, hyperbole, but from where the Cowboys were philosophically was the summer or the camp where Zeke was holding out. Jerry was like really talking my language. Do you remember that? He was sitting down like, why do you need the highest paid running back to win a Super Bowl? I think we're seeing across the league that, you can get a good running back if your offensive line is really good. He was positioning it like he had learned. And then in my head, it's like, well, they also let DeMarco Murray walk, so there's something in there. But then, they drafted Zeke right away, and that's another point on a data point for your case. We're going to let DeMarco go. We can get by with a cheaper running back. Darren McFadden comes in, has a decent year. They're like, what do we learn from that? Let's draft Zeke.
He had 1,000 yards. He had a good year.
He had a good year, but I want to be careful on like how impactful he really was. My point is just,
well, but the plan worked.
It pretty much worked. And then they were like, yeah, well, we're going to draft Zeke top 5. So I just think if you're an agent, like in this case, Micah's agent, you've definitely talked to the other guys and seen how this goes.
Is that you have a kind of a policy or a practice to have contracts, but have like it's some kind of obligation to do something before the contract is over. Okay? In other words, not have the benefit of the contract. Well, that goes completely against the benefit of the club, which ultimately should be to put a winning team on the field. And the more that you can husband, the more that you can spread it out and put it around and have other good players rather than all going to a few players, the better team you got. So there's a lot of reasons. Timing is a lot of reasons. And in fact, why would you go out and basically spend money just to spend money and not have had to spend it, but you can spend it 3 years later? Money costs money. So there's a lot of reasons why. This old business of thinking, well, my goodness, it's pretty obvious to me everything goes up. So why don't you catch it when it's low? Have you ever thought that when it's low, they're counting on it going up? And those are the numbers that are coming out? Not the ones that are going on right there. Have you ever thought about that?
So what he's saying there is they're projecting the cap to go up. The agent is doing that, and so he's asking for the number based on that future cap and blah, blah, blah. I think that's what he's saying.
And he's
just getting upset at the game here.
Based on future cap increases and also based on estimations of just general contract, like the high end, right? Which is related to the cap. But if you're just saying like, hey, this guy just signed for this, so the guy 3 years from now, he'll probably sign for this. And Jerry's saying, I don't always work that way.
Not the ones that are going on right there. Have you ever thought about that? That's it, 90% of the time. They are not dealing with you in those numbers today. They're dealing with projected numbers, which also usually have more fluff than reality. They've usually got not imagination, but an expectation that those numbers are going to be higher than they are. And there's a debate. Okay, what if we're sitting here putting the club together and we're trying to get them and we don't believe they're going that high? Only God really knows, So all of that comes to play.
That's all true, but the problem is that they still end up just paying, whatever, for the most part, top market value, right? I mean, the reason they didn't pay Trayvon that is he didn't ask for it. He asked for guaranteed money at this amount at that time, and he can hem and haw about this all he wants, but they end up just giving the player whatever they want. The problem is they get none of the benefit. They wait to the very end and then pay the most money. So they not only they don't get it cheaper on the front end because the player hasn't produced as much, they also enter a more expensive market. He's just complaining.
He is, but he said something that I haven't heard him say before, which is these agents try to project out what they will be worth. So like even if they start the discussions when they're supposed to, there could be some inflation there, which I hadn't really thought about.
Yeah, you're gonna have to battle that whether you're year 0, 1, 2, or 3, whether you're early or late. You're right.
We have a lot more, but we also have a couple of sponsors we need to give love to. In fact, let's just do one. One Day Doors and Closets. You can replace your interior doors in one day Without any messy construction in your house, they use the advanced 3D measuring technology, making a digital blueprint of your existing frames. Then they got like the truck set outside, and they'll go cut it right out there, and
they'll probably let you watch.
Hang the doors and do everything for you. Solid doors.
Super solid. These here's the way to think about this. You probably don't even notice the doors in your house right now. If you do stop to notice them, you'll be like, these things, they kind of suck. What if you flip that into something that people walk in and say, I love your doors? They do notice it about your house. That's what they're here to do for you at One Day Doors and Closets. OneDayTexas.com/promo30. OneDayTexas.com/promo30. Get you a BOGO on doors. Great as a gift. I don't know if the lady has been one to spruce up the home a little bit. One Day Doors and Closets has got you. Hit them up. OneDayTexas.com.
This will shut her up for a little bit.
You know, that's kind of what I was saying.
That's all we're trying to do.
That's pretty much it.
Have peace.
So check them out.
Joseph Boyd, Dallas Morning News. Jerry, kind of just talked about, the things that can happen before a contract's up, and that's why you kind of wait for it a little bit. You've done deals, though, early with Trayvon Diggs, with Terrence Steele before it was time for it. What's the difference between those situations and a situation like CeeDee Lamb and Micah Parsons?
Frankly.
Okay.
Uh-oh. We double.
Should we have waited on Diggs and Steele?
Now we're talking.
Oh, you brought them up. I didn't.
Well, the other thing is the willingness.
Clean up, Steven.
I mean, you have players who are, who decide, hey, I'm willing to wait, and I'm going to wait on bigger numbers, and then you got other players who want to be more conservative and say, hey, I'd like to have my money now, and that's every person's different. Every player's different, and
I mean, you saw. The funny thing here is, like with Dak, they're going to reference like injury possibility. I mean, if you sign this, Dak got injured in this contract year, and it was a terrible injury, and he still got all the money. Unless it's a career-ending injury, which is a lot more rare. Who's the receiver that Jake was in love with? that got injured.
Michael Gallup.
Gallup got injured. Even him. Even he got paid. And it wasn't top of the market, but it was top of the market for a guy like Gallup.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they got a deal on that because he was injured. And that's what he would have got on the open market. That's the point. That's the point. When they become a free agent, what could they get out there? And that's what you got to pay him.
And you respect both sides. And like I said, we'll talk to 4 or 5 other guys other than Micah who are going to be up next year. Some will say, hey, I want to wait and play and think my numbers will go up. I'll play better. I'll do better. The numbers will be up from last year. And we certainly respect that. And then you have some players who say, hey, I'm ready to take care of my family and decide to go now. And they've been varying for 30 years. Who wants to go ahead and do it early and who wants to wait?
Steve, on that note, would you like to open conversations with Tyler Smith and his representation?
Okay. Let me give you a little break, interlude from Steven and Jerry to Shoddy, doing what Shoddy does.
Mozzie looks great. Saw him last night. He looks great. He's excited. He's ready to go. He looks awesome. Again, young player. And then Tyler Guyton. I saw the thing of him training in the rain, doing some boxing. But, again, he's worked his ass off. And, again, why is training camp different? Because these guys actually get to hit each other. They get to lean on one another. And then when you play the game in the trenches, that's what matters. It's not what you do in OTAs. I thought we had really good OTA practices, but there's limitations. The key of training camp is...
Okay, so it must have been just why did I mark that? I think it was to hear him ask himself a question.
Yeah.
Was it worth it?
Who knows?
Debatable. I don't know if I just wasted 30 seconds of our time.
He loves to talk about how good the boys look, though. I will tell you, man. Put the antenna up for that. He's like, well, I saw him the other day. Biceps popping.
The Tim Collishaw show popped up.
It's always good.
Yeah, Tim Collishaw, Dallas Morning News. Jerry, I wanted to say, first of all, and I'm late on this, you were great in Landman. and that to some extent made me look differently at you, things you do. Seriously. Now, having said that, you brought up charts, and Washington did go to the NFC Championship game. So this is the first time you've come to camp as the team that's been the longest in the NFC without a championship game. And you see that chart in 29 years. Is that embarrassing? What do you think when you see that and think about that?
I've spent a lot of those 29 years looking up, not looking back. I really have. And this thing has had some great peaks since 1989.
See, it is funny because when he references things of greatness, of course, he brings up Emmett, he'll bring up Dion. If he's going to go back, and I got to say there's been a lot of peak, because Tim Collishaw was pretty pointed there. It's the last 29 years we're focused on here. Not since 89. Certainly since 89, there's been great peaks. We're talking about not getting past the first round of the NFL playoffs, which is the territory of the Cleveland Browns. I'm trying to think, because it was Washington, it was Detroit.
Talking about for the championship game?
Just even being to the championship game.
Right.
So apparently Detroit's been there.
Raiders?
No, the Raiders have been to the Super Bowl.
Been to the Super Bowl
since okay.
Since the Cowboys last were in the NFC Championship game. We're not even talking about being in the Super Bowl, although it's the same year, I believe.
Miami.
So is that it? The Browns and the Dolphins? And the point is, it is an embarrassing thing.
Yeah.
For your franchise. It's embarrassing for the fans. But when he's going to wax nostalgic, we're going to go back to 89. Another thing, I haven't heard him mention it yet in here. He may have. One of the other themes in here, he's watching his documentary that's about him.
Yeah.
And he's references it like 5 or 6 times throughout this hour. But that's why he's like kind of he must have just watched an Emmett episode or something.
But like football, they're few and far between. And so, yes, there have been some rough bumps along the way and some disappointments. Last year was one of them. I have always, though, known that you can't live off of last year or the year before. You've got to go do something and make some changes. Something's got to happen differently. If I sat around and dwelled,
I mean, he talks for a long time about this. I can fast forward a bit, and he's still talking about
very philosophical.
When I first was thinking about him.
Okay, so this is him talking about Shoddy.
Yeah.
When I first was thinking about him, and with Steven and with everybody involved, I really didn't think about him being the head coach. I did think about him really being involved in helping us be a better offensive football team, if in fact we were able to have some better combinations of things, personnel or what have you.
So the thing that is troubling about that is that it seems like he's kind of been hired to be a walk-around vibes guy, even though he is calling the plays. But it's confusing. Like, they're talking about him like he's Cliff or Mike McDaniel or something, or some guy who's just on a staff that you're like, no matter what, hell or high water, we've got to have this guy involved in the offense. And in my lifetime, I have been sold a lot of false prophets. Jason Garrett was one of them. Somebody sent me a Bob article from like when they hired Garrett as OC, and he was thought of to be a wonderkin. But Garrett had some buzz about him. I'm not sure I've ever heard a guy described as like, we've got to have this guy involved in the offense, who is known for doing less ever. I don't have any idea what he calls, and neither do any of us. But they're like, hey, one thing, we got to have Shoddy on the offense. I find that odd.
Yes, to Garrett's credit, or Cowboys' credit at that time, the Ravens wanted to hire him as their head coach.
So
Maybe
did the
some
Falcons.
other team.
Yeah, the Falcons, I think.
Yeah.
At the time, were sniffing around. I mean,
so yes, you're right. It was ill-placed and probably would have lasted just a couple of years if those other places lasted 10 here.
Right.
I did think about him really being involved in helping us be a better offensive football team if, in fact, we were able to have some better combinations of things, personnel or what have you. So it's not hard for me after not going to a playoff game or not going to an NFC championship game or not going to a Super Bowl. It's real hard for me to feel the pain you feel last year and feel the elation and the hope.
Okay, let me fast forward a little more here.
How much time did I'm thinking about that because I just watched an episode on that, going back that far. But I'm not doing that to get over there and live in the past. If anything, everybody in this room should know that I've got to live more in today than I've ever had to because that old time's running out.
Bingo.
And that's just a fact. That's just what it is.
We have been talking about this for at least a decade.
Yeah.
That Jerry's, a decade ago, he's 70-something years old, and he's not going to live forever. And
he started saying it after.
He's probably going to throw it all against the wall here. And
after Romo, he really started, he was hanging out with Dak and Zeke, and he was like, I think I'm dying. These guys are much younger than I'm used to. And that's why I think it's fair game when you're analyzing the moves the front office makes to include his own mortality, because he does. I think that's like a legitimate thing on their
and I don't
planning.
think, I think as far as breaking the bank for a Belichick or just whoever, he does want to show that he doesn't want to show that at the very end I had to hire Parcells again to get us back to
competing interests.
His real, of course, he wanted that documentary to be the year that it proved it all right, that it finally, that's when they were filming the documentary, the Green Bay loss, correct?
Yeah.
The Green Bay playoff loss, which I might have to be more specific on that as well. Here is...
Ouch.
Okay, I think we get past the Kalashaw. The Kalashaw answer was like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And we go now to some classic Doney.
Anything quirky like the basketball stuff or that you're planning on to try and keep competitiveness going through the meetings or anything that you're willing to
This
share?
is Tashadi. Any kind of, like you said, you do garbage can basketball in the meetings with wadded up paper. So because that's going to help this team.
They really need to come together.
Get to where they want to go.
Yeah, always. I'm not going to share it with you guys because the players don't know what it is yet, but there'll be multiple sporting competitions that we'll be doing.
Like, this is what he's thinking about at night as he's falling asleep.
Jerry's like, I've got to make sure this guy's involved in the offense.
What if we build paper airplanes?
Don't put it past him.
You know what? What if I just go rock, paper, scissors?
Dude.
Let's just do a classic old...
I'm going to come out of camp, and the highlight is going to be that you saw Donovan Wilson make a package for an egg that he dropped off the top of the hotel. And
What about jacks?
It didn't crack.
Mm-hmm.
Let's bring back jacks. Let's do pickup sticks. That's something my mom said she knew what it was. I don't know what it is. Let's go now.
Dude, they're going to go to the beach, too, and it's going to be great. There's going to be a beach day, just like when Joseph Randall jumped into 6 inches of water, and Garrett was like,
dude, what about nice surfing?
I wouldn't be surprised. Shoddy definitely, it seems like the type of guy is like, I could pop up.
Yeah, I don't know what this is.
A guy like Demo,
Oh, okay, that's why I brought... I think I just put that in there because he says DeMarvion Overshown is Demo.
Interesting.
Deucey time. I think this is Deucey time. Let's see here.
And again, repeat that. I think I know what you said, but repeat it.
Has stepping away as general manager ever been even a momentary consideration for you through the years?
Yes. Momentary.
How long a moment?
Now, we're getting down to it. Small fractions of seconds, I promise you that.
Good Stephen laugh.
Why did you talk yourself off that ledge?
Well, I didn't have any trouble talking it off because those were obviously painful moments when I would be thinking like that. And I just, that's not why I'm here. That's not from my part, that's not what it's been about.
Okay, we get it. He's not going to keep asking.
Yeah. I think it's interesting from Ducey's standpoint to get him to talk about it, just because him giving that quote of occasionally.
Oh yeah,
is a
yeah.
little-
You got to
little
ask every
daylight
year.
there.
Ducey might have been asking that question every year for 20 years.
That'd be good. That'd be a nice montage to put together.
Yeah.
No, I'm just thrilled, man. I think why the people I get to do this with day in and day out, Steven and
Boy.
Jerry, the entire Jones family. You take these couple weeks off, right, and everybody kind of goes all over the map, and then you're about a week or two away. You start realizing, like, man, I really miss the guys. I miss CD. I miss seeing Sanborn. I miss seeing those guys. And then you start shooting them texts, and then you kind of you work yourself into a frenzy. The excitement and the
I like to picture Belichick saying these exact same things. This is my game. You know what? I missed old Gronk. Just started texting him up. Just seeing
Sup?
how you are, bud.
Sup, bro? How's
You
the
know?
summer?
Do you need anything?
Yeah.
Man, I can't wait to get started. So, again, just thrilled to get started. It's going to be an awesome camp. We feel great about where we're at, and truly seeing these guys makes me feel like the luckiest man in the world that I get to lead those young men.
You are, dude. Okay, he's going to ask himself some questions here, I think.
And just in terms of this opportunity, do I think I deserve it? Absolutely.
No.
Do I think I'm ready? There's no question. And it can't get here soon enough. I guess it.
Okay. This just tickled me. So they're talking more landman, I think. Just the way Jerry says a famous person's name, and I've never heard it with this inflection.
It was a great pleasure to work with those guys that were there. And one of them, Billy Bob, had...
From the makers of Buno.
Billy Bob.
Billy Bob.
Billy Bob. Like, he's awesome, man.
You know what's funny about him is in some ways he reminds me of my dad, because there's a lot of things that my dad says incorrectly, and just no one corrects him. And I don't know. It's just like, whatever. He just says, he pronounces that name Ryan Tannehill.
Mm-hmm.
And I've said it, but it doesn't matter. He just pronounces it the way he does.
So he knows
Billy Bob.
Billy Bob. But at the beginning of that answer, he said he was standing there and that that guy was in the bed. Yeah, that guy was John Hamm. Like, it's not just some spare guy. It's like a pretty prominent actor. That guy laying in the bed.
Billy Bob.
You've got a dynamic going on. You've got 10%, 12% of your people making 2/3 of the money.
Ah, yes. Back to this.
And so it's incumbent upon that group right there to walk and lead. Walk and lead. And it covers a lot of ground, what that is, to make that work. And this is all a part of it to make it happen. But that's not that's nothing new. I've talked to people all over the league, and that's what you've got. You've certainly got players that are going to make more money than other players make, and but they've got to wear it.
Calvin.
Wait, let me go. I think I skipped one. I meant to mark this. This is him talking. I think it might be Shoddy talking Micah.
I knew where he was this weekend, and he was coming in. And again, this time of year is a dead period, so you can't talk football, which we don't. You guys know me. I'm a big connection guy.
But he loves this time of year.
Yeah. No,
Wait, the
this is
NFLPA mandates I'm not allowed to talk football? Perfect.
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect. And you know that Micah sees that name on his phone is like,
absolutely.
All right, I'm going to answer it.
He sees the text from Brian Schottenheimer.
Like, this won't help me with my contract negotiations. Whatever I'm doing here.
Dude. Micah.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up,
no,
Coach?
cool, man.
Yeah, I remember the thing.
Shoddy brings up the goodnight call every time
dude,
they talk.
Hey, you recording me?
Hey, good night to you too, brother.
Okay, so he does the saw dude like he's beaten by the saw dude.
Yeah,
but Shoddy has been this guy, like he will get any trend. So do you think he's ever called him and been like, Dilly? What?
Micah, what that?
And then Mike is like, what? What?
That one might have been before your time,
Yeah,
brother.
bro.
Does Shoddy have a Chappie-like voicemail?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, this is Shoddy's voicemail.
I got
Gotcha.
you, buddy. I might be out doing a shoddy right now.
Can't talk football, which we don't. You know, you guys know me. I'm a big connection guy. I'm a big culture guy. So
How's your
it's
family?
more just checking in, telling guys I miss them. What are you up to? What do you need?
Okay.
Let me know if you need anything. And it's been no different. I'm not surprised he's here. I know what he's all about. I know he's about winning. I know he's about being great. And I would say my communication with him is no different than it was in the beginning.
I think, see, that's what bothers Jerry, because it bothers me too. Like, not surprised he's here. He's under contract. He is under contract. See, why are we like, oh, man, gosh, it's so cool that Micah's here.
Again, we're having the conversation about you're taking both sides of it right here, too. It is the game.
Yeah, yeah.
So, again, he's pissed off
And it's
because
the game
not
that they've
really
laid
fair.
out. They have showed other players, through their actions with other players, they have shown their current players, how do we play this game?
Absolutely.
If you're one of the best players, you're going to have to hold the gun to our head a little bit, because we're not going to pay you as the best player until we have to, and then we will.
And, of course,
we will absolutely pay the most. And then once we do, we're going to bring it up in every press conference that we have. Anytime somebody asks about you, anytime your performance isn't the best in the entire NFL, I will just mention that you're the highest paid player in the NFL.
That's the part that drives me absolutely crazy, and I think it's the part that has tangible effects in the locker room. Like, I used to hate when Sean Lee would get hurt because you knew Jerry was going to say some dumb shit about, like, I don't know if he wants to be, if he wants it bad enough, it's a pain thing, he'll be out there.
Okay, we just got a couple more cuts here.
Any frustration, because you talked about leadership and that kind of thing, and it's in its contract, but any frustration that, hey, we had to take money away from Diggs because he's not showing up working out at the facility the way you want him to?
No, he didn't earn it. He didn't come. That's in his contract that he doesn't get that unless he's going to be here. And think about it a minute. Do you have to go to work and show up and all that kind of stuff? Of course you do. We all do. And bottom line is that those are contractual things, as Steven said, and it would be very detrimental to the team not to abide by the agreement.
Oh, I love that. I didn't want to take the money from him. It would be bad for the rest of the team.
Yeah, what an example set.
Right. So it's hands are tied on this one. Sorry about that. I didn't mean it. Let's see here. Jump ahead. There's a couple of really pieces of gold. We told Jake not to listen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Tell that to the people.
Oh, okay. So we're doing bits like Gordo. I don't know why Gordo did this. Gordon Keith from The Ticket does Fake Jerry. For the very few that don't know that, most people do. Does a character Fake Jerry on The Ticket. And when we had Jerry on just a couple years ago, we talked to him about that. And in fact, we had Gordon call in as Fake Jerry and talk to real Jerry, and it was a good bit. And he's very aware. We've known for 20 years that he's very aware. They're very aware around the Cowboys. But Gordon asked him if he's aware of Fake Jerry. So I guess to put it in front of the national media, I don't know why. But then he asked him about his name or likeness being used in a cartoon, all this kind of stuff. So we're kind of doing a lot of bits, okay? And there's one guy in Cowboys media that has been the guy to bring it back to football over the many, many years. Every year that I've ever been to camp, this guy is there with increasingly longer shorts. He wears these big, giant jean shorts. Anyway, so they're just kind of talking about bits. And I like to envision Brad Sham's inside his brain. It's just steaming. He is not happy.
Yeah, maybe an Arthur Fist.
He is. Arthur Fist is perfect. So
Ryan, you mentioned
it's all football, Brad.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying.
Okay, wait. So let's see.
It's been too good. Promise you that. That's petty stuff. It's been too good.
Brad. Sham Cowboys Radio 105.3 The Fan. I'm not sure it's even appropriate to ask a football question anymore. But
Oh, go fuck yourself. Good Lord. Dude, what are we doing? We just talked about Landman for 10 minutes, and we're tying it all together. And
Jake, he doesn't know who the starting running back is going to be.
Look, I didn't hear the whole question, but it's
50
Jerry.
minute-
You got 50 minutes. We're gonna, guess what?
1 hour press conference.
I'll be here tomorrow and the next day. You catch me on the field. There's plenty of time. We're going to be doing football for a month. Oh, I don't know if this is even allowed.
I mean, this is the fun of the opening press conference.
Good grief.
Because, yes,
man.
every press conference,
well, you know
almost
what?
everyone
Actually,
after this will
know
be
what?
about
You
nothing
guys
but football.
shut up. Shut up. I am clearly the biggest football fan here. I'm the biggest Cowboys fan here. And you know what? You're right. I got a football boner. I'm rock hard. Let's see this groundbreaking gridiron question from Brad Sham to give me a full football release. Here we go.
Brad Sham Cowboys Radio 105.3 The Fan. I'm not sure it's even appropriate to ask a football question anymore. But Ryan, you mentioned
It's all football, Brad. That's what I'm trying
look
to
who
say.
gets
It
it.
always has been. We just introduced it more like that when we got here.
tell that to the people watching the Cartoon Network. But
Okay. Yeah, Gordo had asked him
about the cartoon.
Like, yeah, did they approach you to voice the cartoon or something? What
Now,
is that?
again, I'm at a point in my life where I get very frustrated when somebody says something and the response to it has nothing to do with the question. So explain to me what tell that to the folks at Cartoon Network means. Because what Jerry said was a sensible thing. Hey, I'm a businessman. I'm a communicator. Let me explain this to you.
Right.
I feel like you probably know it, but since apparently you don't, explain that to the people at
Jerry on Landman is good for the team.
It's good for the team, and it also gets him talking about his life philosophy, which is, if you're going to cover the team, very important.
Because the brand has turned into the owners on Cartoon Network. This is not about a football team anymore.
So he's just pissed about that, and he's just gonna...
that Jerry's on Cartoon Network. And
Not only is he on it, now he's being asked about it
Yeah.
during the time for football. But hold on, what do we got?
tell that to the people watching the Cartoon Network. But Brian, you mentioned Sanborn.
Get the fuck out. Jack Sanborn?
Yes.
Nice player. Undrafted free agent. Started a handful of games in Chicago. And this is what we got to get it back to? This guy's going to play special teams maybe? What are we doing?
That's what we're about to find out.
At least make it about Micah or Dak or the offensive line or Jack Sanborn.
Talking about the fringe 53 players here, bud.
This guy might not make the team. Come on, man. You got to. No.
Well, hear him out.
Gotta do
What
better.
was the question?
Short list of new veterans who you are expecting to be significant, who maybe people are not talking about?
Oh, boy. Kyer Elam. Let me tell you something.
Well, let's see. What does Shoddy think of that?
Good question.
Of
Great
course.
question. It's a great question. Jack Sanborn.
Let's hear him end the.
Couldn't be more excited about the roster of players and young men that we've accumulated.
Patrick.
Okay, now this.
Now the
this-
protege.
Yeah, we do have a protege.
We have determined this guy is the heir to the Brad Sham throne because, like Jerry, he's getting up there in years. There might not be a guy to bring it back to football if we don't have, what is this guy?
Patrick Walker. He's a good writer, good
From
analyst.
Cowboys.com?
Yeah, and he used to be outside of Cowboys.com, and I liked his stuff then. So
Okay.
I just want to be clear. I think the guy's got something, but this is a bit that has grown annoying.
Patrick.
I want to thank Brad for this alley-oop position question for Coach. Shoddy, you
Yeah.
So, yes, he did that previously in this thing, too. He's like, let me bring this back to football because they were talking
That's
about
exactly
something.
what he said.
Yeah.
It was, I think they were talking too much contract stuff. He wanted to talk about the players on the field.
Yeah, and so
he's going to
he's set up for that.
Yeah.
I
I
love
want to
it.
thank Brad for this alley-oop position question for Coach. Shoddy, you'd have to go back. I mean, you can go back 14, 15 years or so, and it's a
Can
rare
we not?
occurrence.
Okay.
Can we not?
You don't want to hear his question?
Dude.
But the alley-oop, like, first of all, this is just to further delineate. I'm not here for this bullshit you guys are talking about, right? So, and probably I wouldn't have been able to ask this question, this very basic football question, without that incredible setup
Oh, my gosh.
from Brad Sham.
Are you Stockton? I'm Malone. Which one is
Right.
which? Because clearly
without
we're
Grand
both on
Poobah
the
over
same
there.
same wavelength here, and
We just want to talk about the guards, okay? And the third mic.
I love it, man.
It's a lot of fun.
So we're back, yeah, and I'm back in the mode of listening to Shoddy. I'm going to enjoy that. They probably have one going down today.
Yeah, it's happening right now.
So we'll be able to listen every day, and
We're not going to play it every day. We'll probably pull it up, but we're not going to give it this treatment. But this
will we
is about
listen to it
Jerry-
every day? We will.
We will.
Will we play the whole thing? I doubt it. Would we if the situation called for it? We're able to.
Time for a break? Maybe not.
Give me time to find the.
Is somebody in there? Sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Sir.
I don't know if I'm okay.
Can you get out for me?
I'm hurting. Let me get my phone. I gotta call somebody.
All right. Yeah, we're calling Elena.
Before you call the insurance company, call Frankel first. Frankel and Frankel. Call 214 or 817 all threes.
You're listening to The Dumb Zone.
Blame Steve Noviello. Because I saw him when I was walking out to my car.
Hot?
Oh, he's extremely hot. And, then he just did a cursory, hey, how you do? And then it was a, hey, I really like the stuff that you're doing. And I'm like, where, what stuff? He's like, oh, no, it seems like you guys got events going on and things are... So he's looking at our Instagram, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
Because he doesn't listen. Does he?
Is that homophobic?
What's that?
No puppet.
He has told us that before.
That a guy's on the gram?
Well, you just immediately jumped to one social media platform.
That's what I said to him. You're on it, and he nodded and said, yeah, that's it.
Okay.
That's how I know what you're doing. Because he has sent me DMs on Instagram before.
Ah.
And I don't see him for like a week because they'll go
That's
check
usually
in.
what happens to me. And then I don't know what's going on with you know what, let's not do this. I just don't know how Instagram works. It feels like all the messages I get, I click it and it's like this was 3 weeks ago and it's disappeared.
Yeah. I also don't understand Instagram.
It's fine.
But
it's fine.
It's not that hard.
That's why I don't want to expose us. Real quick, there was a piece of Jerry audio you played that made me think of something else. So I think this will.
Okay.
Okay, here, we'll back it up. He's talking contracts.
Well, first of all, we've always felt like it wouldn't, it's not productive to talk about any details about what's holding what up.
The other thing I would say is contracts are 4 or 5 years. Okay? There's a lot of water under the bridge if you step out there and do something in the first 2 or 3. You can get hit by a car. Seriously.
Okay, so to me, I want to know, is that an old man thing to say? Because I immediately thought of Tommy Lasorda.
I've been a friend of that guy's for
Talking
30
Donald
years.
Sterling and V. Stiviano.
going around. What is your thought?
Well, it doesn't surprise me that he said those things. That doesn't surprise me. And he shouldn't have said it. And he just hurt himself by talking too much and doing things that he shouldn't be doing. And I'll tell you, I don't wish that girl any bad luck, but I hope she gets hit with a car.
I can't remember the last time I said that. I don't know anything bad. We get hit by a car. I hope they get hit by a car. It just seems like an old man. Now I have 2 voices just going, you get hit by a car. They're both old guys. What's going on Twitter?
Oh, is that what we're doing here? Today in
The
Twitter.
Dumb Zone presents Today in Twitter.
Will be brought to us by Game Day Men's Health. Not only do they sponsor our studio, but they sponsor this little segment as well. If you call Game Day Men's Health, I got to be clear. One of the 9 area locations in DFW, we've had somebody reach out from Kansas City, and I can't remember the other state. Someone this weekend said, what if I go to Game Day Men's Health here? I'm like, I don't think that'll work. But maybe someday, right? I mean, we're on YouTube. What if we got all the Game Day Men's Healths together and we're able to, what a sponsorship that could be. But anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
call them and
you could come down here for now. But if you get to one of those 9 locations, GameDayMen'sHealth.com, 10% off TRT for life. Like I was talking about earlier, it really does make a difference to where you don't feel like you're just getting by. You're actually enjoying life. There's a lot of demands on you as a man, and as you get older, it feels like I'm just kind of barely doing it. Game Day Men's Health can help you live it.
I don't know if this is
brother.
helping you. I was talking to Dave about it out there at Game Day Men's Health. And last week, remember Sarah said, she was in studio and she said, oh, I just picture that makes you like angry and fired up and all this. He said it's improved his mood
big time,
tremendously. Like it makes you less angry.
Yes,
it makes you calmer, able to deal with the world.
You're not frustrated that you don't have the energy to do things.
Okay.
So yes, I think that is. I mean, I'll tell you this: hadn't hit my wife once. So to Sarah's case, I think it's, and I feel
the whole time you've been doing it?
The whole time.
Unbelievable.
The whole time.
Record.
Really hasn't even, the thought hasn't come up.
Wow.
So fears quelled at Game Day Men's Health, who bring you today in Twitter. So something that was really popping over the weekend, the NBA of the W version had their, I believe, bi-monthly All-Star game, which was right after their draft.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, last year was a cool deal because it was in preparation for the Olympics. They did like a WNBA versus Team USA thing. That was kind of cool. Drew massive record ratings last year. This year it was down quite a bit from last year, but still way high relative to what they were before.
2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah. So the news story coming out of this was the players taking the floor, the All-Stars wearing shirts that said, "Pay us what you owe us." And they wore them during warm-ups, they wore them during post-game, and they had them on at the podium after the game. And Kelsey Plum, I don't know that she's the LeBron, but I think of her like the elder statesman, also kind of petty and self-absorbed like LeBron. So she's up there, and she's up there with another All-Star teammate, Sabrina Ionesco, I think is her name. Actually, she was not her teammate. She was on Team Caitlin Clark, and that's going to come up here when they're asked about the decision to wear the shirts. 2 WNBA All-Stars here.
Kels is a member of the executive council. Where did the idea for the shirts?
I'm sorry, who?
Kels
is a member of the executive council. Where did the idea for the shirts come from tonight, and how important you think they were with the game, the fans behind you at the end of the game, chanting and such?
Well, it was a very powerful moment. We didn't, at least as players, we didn't know that was going to happen. So I think it was kind of like a genuine surprise. But the T-shirt.
She's saying the genuine surprise was that the fans reacted to them, which feels a little bit like, oh, I won homecoming queen.
Oh, me? Little old me?
Yeah, yeah.
I think it was kind of like a genuine surprise. But the T-shirt, just United Front was determined this morning that we had a meeting for. And, not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that. But no, we were just... We had a very that really needed to be mentioned. I'm trying to make a situation light, okay? But yeah, no, I think it was just all of us getting on the same page for the game.
That the Team Clark players weren't there? Is that what she's insinuating here? I'm trying to keep this light.
Sure. Yeah, well, I think she's saying that it mattered more to the players on Team Collier.
Who?
The other team. I'll put it to you like that. But
what is it? The top vote getters get the team?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah. So our Paige Beckers was on Team Collier. Kelsey Plum, who you just heard there saying that. Angel Reese, Team Collier, and then the other team, which had Caitlin Clark on it. She didn't play. had Kelsey Mitchell, Asia Wilson, and Sabrina Ionescu, who's sitting there with her. So what I find, what I'm not a big fan of here, I kind of live by this phrase, Dan, nuck if you buck. And what that means is if you want to stand there and call somebody out, then just stand on it. Stand on business, as they say. It's not making it light. You're trying to say that you think the people that didn't attend the meeting don't give a fuck as much as you do.
Mm-hmm.
That's the message. So why not just stand by it rather than, I'm just trying to make it light. You're not. You're trying to talk shit.
And I just hate the fact that at least the images that the entire WNBA hates Caitlin Clark. And they don't realize the only reason anyone is watching any of this garbage is Caitlin Clark. It's been the same product for 20 years. Nothing happened. In fact,
I disagree with that. But I feel like I can have both of these positions.
I mean, I feel like I can watch a game, and I do. And Caitlin Clark does stand out, and it's really cool to watch. But generally, you're watching something, and it's not that entertaining at all.
So I think
there's a lot of – it's just weird that they're playing on the men's rims – that height, and I know it's some kind of we don't want to do that because that would show that it's different if they were to lower the rim, but they need to lower the rim. They just don't play basketball the way basketball we see it played, and if you can't play in that fashion, the only thing that's going to be exciting is somebody that can just bomb them like Caitlin Clark.
No, that's a good point. She's very much, but that also works for Steph because it's a relatable game. And to me, there's really two separate conversations happening here. One, I think the quality of play in the WNBA has gotten way, way better. But I think the quality of play in every sport has gotten way, way better. So while the NBA, I think, is better, I think it's the best it's ever been from a quality of play standpoint. I think the WNBA is the same. So is the WNBA is it over the threshold of entertaining enough now? Or is it only compared to, is it as entertaining as the men's game? And it's definitely not. I mean, it's flat out worse athletes playing the same game. But most college kids can't, or let's say high school kids, or there's college players can't just dunk at will. You can have an exciting version of basketball, to me, if it's played well, that doesn't have rim presence. And I think they've got that down. I actually think it is an appealing game now visually. But
something else she said in there clicked something.
I also just want to say it's very clear that it is not just perceived. The players have made enough comments. They have some begrudging views against her. And I think that's natural in any system you see in life. If there are people that feel that they're the reason why something was able to hold on long enough for it to eventually be known as mainstream, the people that were already there, 99 out of 100 times are going to be bitter about it. And that probably doesn't help when, they're extremely competitive women. It just seems that my perception is they talk more shit. And that's coming to the fore with Caitlin Clark, or the forefront. But
which, quite frankly, is probably really good for the league. Just because
all of this is.
It keeps them in the conversation. Otherwise, what if everybody just welcomed her and that was it?
Defeated her and there's no trash talking. There's no this. You're right.
This makes
is
for
the way
something, and the Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark thing, Angel Reese also being hot, also being black, it all feeds into everything. I think very nicely. It's a nice moment, but it wouldn't be if there was no Caitlin Clark on the planet, there isn't this buzz because Angel Reese has now made it and paid that. It would have still been on that steady. If it was on a climb, it'd be a steady, slow climb. But all of a sudden, it kind of jumped up 10 levels. And even when they were talking to the 3-point winner, she was talking just about the crowd and she couldn't believe it. And You know what? Let me just play her first thing.
Sabrina, how does it just feel to win another 3-point contest? I think you're only the second player to eclipse 30. Well, first player to go back and hit 30 points. But just like, how does it feel
We are
to win
swerving.
We're doing.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, I haven't done this in a little while. So to be able to be back in, a shootout is always fun, especially with such great elite shooters. Like, you got to be able to, especially in that first round, put on a good enough performance to advance, and same in the second round. So just happy, honored. I think it was exciting, and hope the crowd had fun. Like, I think from the skills all the way to the 3-point, it was just a great show. And the last time I did the 3-point shootout in Vegas, like, it didn't feel like sold out. Like, now to be able to see how much, the W has evolved even from 2 years, for fans to be able to be a part of this weekend, and that includes everything, from the skills challenge to the 3-point to the game. So it's a blessing
here's how
to be
the
here.
W has evolved is because Caitlin Clark joined the W. You got to
trying
understand
to do my
this.
best
Now
to
listen.
make as many as I can.
What did the other woman? What did somebody call her? Kels.
Kels.
Sabrina, next question, front row center.
Hey, Sab.
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 Hey, Sab.
Can't say that I've ever heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, it got people really fired up, and
It became a big Twitter thing. What if you work for your employer, loses money every year, but you want a raise? And that was the big.
Right.
That's why we're putting this in today in Twitter, I think, because that kind of went viral, the piece that you played. And
yeah, and then there are a lot of people who obviously dunk
Caitlin
on,
Clark.
make memes. I saw a funny one that was like, the WNBA has a very funny opportunity to be like, bet you owe us each $231,000.
Yeah.
We're going to write our losses over to you here. But the economics of the league are such, and I was telling Dan this morning, that it's confusing to me when I look at Portnoy and how involved he is in this stuff, because I think he's obviously a guy who is able to look at business and identify opportunities for growth and revenue, and he's super fired up about the WNBA. He's super fired up as a fan about Caitlin Clark. And I listened to him talk at length yesterday and breaking down, the players are getting screwed. Like, their percentage of revenue that goes to player salaries is minuscule compared to the 48 to 52 that the men get.
I saw 9.
Yeah, that's old contracts. Yeah, it's 9%. So he's saying, like, it's not these players' fault the league is losing money. Sometimes your company can be losing money because you're set up like shit, and the players are not the reason for that. But with Portnoy, I look at it and I'm like, is he only doing this because he's trying to gas up the value of this league so that when he's eventually allowed to buy in, he is an ultimate marketer salesman? But I do think enough smart people said yesterday, hey, I know how this looks. I know the perception of WNBA players. They're actually kind of right. They're getting screwed. So I think
perhaps, but when they start talking about, hey, LeBron makes $50 million and we're only
messaging problem. You should not. That's the thing, is that I felt like the women's national team ran into this a little bit in soccer, but I mean, they could actually make the case, I think, for revenue generation. But equality is not the same thing as fairness, right?
Yeah, and who's going for certain players? That's the thing.
You mean like attendance and
yeah. And obviously, Caitlin Clark is the draw. She's the only player that they would have to actually move locations to go seat more people, which they do.
Yeah.
In fact, that's the Washington franchise, right? That's the lady that last year said, how come
we're not
the entire league can't be a Sportsman of the Year? It has to be just Caitlin Clark, when her franchise had to move locations a couple of times so they could sell 20,000 seats instead of 2.
Yeah. You'd think it dawned on her.
Anyway, it's interesting as it does become mainstream. It's going to bring more eyeballs to it, and it's going to elicit a lot more negativity towards it. If these women want to learn what it's really like to be an NBA player because there's a lot of cosplay. There's a lot of dress up. There's a lot of, we get to have the finest facilities and chartered flights and this and that they're getting now. But I just feel like once something gets more popular, then it also gets more criticism. And I don't think that they have the skin for that.
Well, they're not handling it well. Whether it be autograph seekers at their hotel. I saw a video, I didn't want to play it on the show, but there was a few of the All-Stars that wanted to go clubbing that night.
The stud buds.
And they just showed up at the club and they were flabbergasted when they were not let in. Well, we play in the W. And the bouncer's like, okay. And so they just think that now that they've graduated to this new level of fame, they get to play both sides where, no, you can't ask me for my autograph. Yes, I want special treatment. Yes, I want more money.
That's what's hard about it is I'm trying to be a good, faithful, progressive man. And I'm like, how do I obviously there are going to be things that I think female athletes are going to interface with that will be difficult for them that male athletes are used to. The hate just is what it is. And I don't know. I've only heard of a few isolated incidents, and I'm making those representative of the whole, but it's not a great look when a league gets popular, the players immediately go on some, hey, shouldn't we look at the way we're talking to athletes online? Like, dude, you understand what life is like for I don't know, Dorian Finney-fucking-Smith? Don't make it LeBron. Make it a guy who blows somebody's parlay on over-under three-pointers made in the game tonight, and you've seen what happens to him. So.
Or a running back falling short of the goal line so his team can win.
Really, Dan, the funny thing is that's when the heat started, is when people started gambling on the WNBA. That's when you know you've made it. You're like, what is she on her period? Couple more rebounds. Anyways, there you go.
So that's today on Twitter. Do we even want to mention, or do you want to do it more tomorrow, the whole Coldplay memes and stuff?
Let's do it now.
Right now?
Or at least a little bit of it, yeah.
Just
in the news. In the news.
Oh, in the news.
Yeah.
And that was
today
in Twitter.
So the news, it's going to be brought to us by Rev Entertainment, but so I want you to look at the copy.
Yeah.
In the Rev Entertainment, I updated that this morning, which was on the copy sheet. There's still time to make summer memories at the ballpark. Head to Cleburne, just 30 minutes south of Fort Worth, and catch the Cleburne Railroaders before the season comes to a close. The Cleburne Railroaders.
Dude, this is where, I swear this is where Rafi was playing, like 5 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Like he went back and just raked out there at 50-something.
Now, it says here, the Mom Game listeners get buy one, get one free tickets on any remaining home game with the code DUMBZONE at checkout.
There might have been some copied and some pasted, but not all of both. So
apparently DUMBZONE is all one word there at railroaderbaseball.com. And this is the thing, this is not in the copy. If you got a kid,
yes,
take him to this thing. You got to understand.
I'll be going.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is right up Blake's alley.
You're 3 to 8 to, I don't know how old you got to get to where they don't really know.
Dude, when we did
you're at a Ranger game, you're at a Railroader game, it's all, they're just at a baseball game and they're having fun.
When we did the Big 12 tournament.
And you've paid a lot less money.
And concession prices are way better.
Yes.
Yeah. So
this is for you, Dad.
So check that out. Don't forget the code DUMBZONE if you're a Mom Game listener.
Okay. We'll get there.
Here's Jake.
Oh, they're sponsoring the
news.
Oh, man. All right, let's flip back over here to our news page. Well, you brought up the Coldplay astronomer CEO situation. So
what a story.
What a story indeed.
This is the kind of thing that brings the Republicans and Democrats and
all races.
We're all in on this one. We all can agree that this is fun. We don't have to break this one in half and only I can enjoy this. This is
sure
one of the great videos of all time. the guy clearly cheating on his wife with his HR director.
Yes.
It's perfect. It's the perfect story.
They see themselves on the Jumbotron. She is aghast at first, puts her hands over her face and turns away. The guy, who's the CEO, just falls to the ground like, I'm just getting out of this shot. And
That's one
this
way to
makes
do
it
it.
all, I wonder, had they just sat there hugging each other and not done a thing.
Of course.
Again, they might have been busted in their town.
Yeah, and it might have
Somebody
come up.
there might have
Maybe.
known somebody, maybe.
Maybe.
But it certainly doesn't become a national. I think it's on the. My wife was asking me about it, and she doesn't know anything unless it's on the Today Show.
Right. Honestly, we need to codify that as a phenomenon. That's what it is. The Today Show, once it's jumped the rail, now it's real. We need a word for that because that's what it is. That's where Epstein is now. I used to say this all the time.
Mainstream, I guess.
Mainstream is, but it's already feels mainstream to us because it's just on social media, which we assume is. But when my thing is always when the handsome guy on ABC at 5 o'clock, David Meir, talks about it, that's when I know it's real.
No, you're right. There is
when my grandpa can see it in the nursing home. Now it's real.
There is a feeling or a connection when you've known about something for months and then your wife finally asks you.
Yeah.
Oh, Luka got traded? Yes. That was months ago.
So there was a statement from the CEO going around that I really wanted to be real and at varying times over the weekend thought was real, but I think it's fake because he was apologizing but also kind of questioning whether it's really right to have a private moment like that at a concert broadcasts for all to see. And it was fake, which bummed me out because I do feel like there's possibly a conversation to be had there. I mean, I know you signed it. It's on the ticket.
You're in a public place.
I know. It just, I don't know. It feels like with the phone, it's different. It feels like we're in a different place now than when those rules were established. But I don't know. Just if you're going to do that, don't do it at a Coldplay concert. For her part, the woman has not been fired. She is on leave. And I read the Post had an article today about this with a few different, legal experts. You know, it's clear that she can't really go back and be the head of HR. They're going to need to, like, at a minimum, reassign her.
And not just there, anywhere.
Right. Yeah, it probably needs a new line, a new field, new focus. With some experts saying that, it's not going to be easy to fire her. There's probably some exit package being negotiated here. So, honestly, she may end up in great shape. She was also married.
They each had something to lose.
The ladies I was with over the weekend were very excited about the fake statement that the wife put out. The wife, younger, nice piece. And there was some very petty statement that, of course, was fake. But the 39-year-olds in my midst were like, you go, girl. Fuck him.
Oh, the wife of the CEO?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But it was fake?
Yeah.
Have you seen
calling him out on everything?
So the Phillies did it first, I think.
Dude, it's amazing how quick this spread.
So the Phillies did a mock. They did a kiss cam.
Like that night.
And it went, they just did normal couple, and then it was the Philly Fanatic, and apparently they have a lady Philly Fanatic now.
Okay.
Yeah, and let me tell you something.
Equality.
They copied Mrs.
They did the
Beck.
exact same thing. He was hugging her, and they pretended they were aghast. The guy fell. The girl put her hand over her face. The lady Philly Fanatic. And, yeah, and then now they have, like, at games, it'll be called the Coldplay Kiss Cam. And then people's bit is to pretend that they're that couple. And, yes, it's just caught fire. This will be you'll remember this week because something else will happen pretty soon, and we'll forget. But things like this don't happen just every week. Just the whole nation together on, we can all agree this is awesome.
It's a good one.
So I'm happy. Yes, I actually can. And how fast did it get to the Today Show or to that level you're saying that it gets to? Because my wife, like you said, Generally, a month later would be like, oh, wait, Luka's not, something happened. Yes.
I think you had all the right ingredients. You know, you had a scorned woman, a bad man, Coldplay. This is all shit that women love. So, you know, really,
Coldplay
kind of feels like it was engineered.
I wonder
for the
how their
Today Show
concerts are
audience.
dealing with it.
Well, I thought it was weird too, because like I think Chris Martin's cheated. I think he cheated a few times, right? Like, so I saw our buddy Sam from Quaker City was like, he's definitely had a conversation with a PR person on how to handle this.
And again, was that a kiss cam at Coldplay, or was it just the cameras somehow
I think it was just
panning
the
across
cameras
the
panning.
crowd?
Because
That's what it looked like.
Did you see what they cut to right after?
What?
2 guys in banana suits.
Oh, you know what? That's right. Yeah.
The director's like, cut to the bananas.
There's a little levity here.
My favorite meme that I saw for this, because immediately people are putting faces on them and whatnot. But my favorite, Jake, was somebody put Jim McElwain and a shark head together.
The former Florida football coach who, despite his vehement denials, was photographed naked on a boat with a shark. I saw Oasis, because Oasis is playing shows. There's a world where Dan fell hard for Oasis, but it's not this one. Just the timelines do match up. But the Gallaghers are prone to talk a lot of trash about each other and everybody, and he on camera, or excuse me, on stage was like, do we have any love? I'm not going to do the voice. Do we have any lovebirds in the house? Don't worry. We ain't got any of that Coldplay snidey fucking camera shit. It doesn't matter who you're effing mingling with or tingling with or effing with, but this one's for the lovebirds.
That's funny.
So everybody playing off of it there.
I've always thought with the Oasis feud and the breakup and the thing with the brothers. No, I've always thought, are they at a high enough level that we should all acting like we care about this?
Over there.
You think Oasis?
Over there? You go over there, they're the Beatles, basically, of modern times.
Okay, because really? Okay, you broke. Okay, so what? Stay apart.
I was a big fan, which doesn't.
Angel Reese they're gonna hold out and not play anymore? Fine. See what happens. The national, there will be a giant tumbleweed bopping across the United States when the WNBA goes on strike.
Okay, well.
There's nobody going to be like, this has really changed my life.
I'm not arguing with that, but I will tell you that when they
Oasis
got together.
broke up?
Well, when they decided they were going to play shows, they sold everything out across America and across the UK at their will. And I won't go.
And had they not broken up and gone through this for 20 years, they probably wouldn't have, because they would have just faded away. I'm just guessing. I don't know.
I don't know.
Don't
I
care.
mean,
I also don't care.
I know. But I'm with you. They're not thought of like the Rolling Stones or what. But I'm telling you, for the certain type of Anglophile, which, despite the fact that I'm an Anglophobe, I did like Oasis. That's the biggest band in the world to them. And, they were all cool and on drugs, and that makes it cooler. They hated each other.
Drugs are great. The favorite one I had,
back
to the meme and putting faces on it or whatever, I sent it to Brian Curtis. In fact, our buddy Kirk Henderson put this one out. The guy who's holding the lady, so he's behind her, Rob Pelinka. The lady is Nico Harrison.
It's very good.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite one that I saw. But
it's really good.
In fact, though, because I was thinking, what can we do for our show? I know that's your big bit. You want to get right on Twitter or Instagram and do
brands
something.
are supposed to do.
Yeah. And you could just search right now. You could search Coldplay meme generator. It'll make one for you.
Oh,
you could just put in the photos. So
I feel like that's below Blake.
Blake will create it himself.
Yeah. Yesterday in Louisville, there was a house fire around 12:30 in the afternoon. The reason that this is newsworthy is because they believe that the electrical fire, started with a Tesla car charger.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
Yeah. The homeowner said when she came home to plug in her Tesla, she noticed electrical arcing from the charger unit. So I don't know.
Yeah, what does that mean?
That's honestly, it's not that different from what you think it is. That's when electricity jumps between two connection points in the air. So she just clocked that right away, I guess. She told firefighters the charging unit caught on fire, at which point she removed the Tesla from the garage. The fire from the charging unit spread to the second floor, the attic, and it burned up their Lexus that was also in the garage. So, who knows, man?
Sounds like they could call Qualis Roofing.
If nothing else, yeah, I can't. Maybe fair lease. Get you another vehicle.
Ah, there you go. Why buy that Lexus?
I might suggest early bird. That seems like the worst thing. I think house burning down. As far as life events, that feels like that's about up there as the worst. That probably set you back 2 years.
So
right?
Wire Will, did I mention Wire Will came over for the mini Rennie?
Yeah, hero.
I was talking to him. By the way, never tell your wife this story, because I told my wife this story, and she did not focus on the fact that Wire Will, his punchline is what I want her to focus on. So I was telling her, and remember my two girls are 20 years old, so we've had those all those years. And we're cleaning up the den, and a lot of the stuff that was around were decorations like that they created or they made or something for my birthday that she got them to make. And it's really big, and it's just out of place. And some of the things, you could tell 90% of the work, she did it.
Right.
It's her handwriting, it's everything, and they had the little kid just do a little something on it. And it's real big and hard to store. And so I threw it away. At some point, I've saved.
Yeah, you have to.
You would be amazed at the amount I have saved what these girls have done. I have bins and bins of things compared to, and this is an old man thing perhaps, but when I was a kid, I swear I might have 7 photos from when I was a kid. And one thing that I did or made, it was a Christmas ornament, and the only reason it's still saved, it was packed away with the Christmas stuff every year. But other than that, my mom did not create a museum for me, which we have done for our kids. And so can I just pick one out of the 1,000 things and throw it away? Anyway, I was telling Will about what a difficult thing this is for me. Just because I know this beautiful little 4-year-old made this or worked on this, and now I'm just throwing it away. And he's like, yeah, try having your house burned down. And I thought, oh, my God, I forgot who I'm talking to. This guy, all of the stuff that they had made, all gone in an instant. And I wanted my wife to focus on that, and she's like, what'd you throw away?
Oh, yeah.
What was it? Was it the thing that was hanging?
Of course.
Oh, we worked so hard on. Okay, I know you did 16 years ago, but we just have to move on. We have to somewhere.
Should we be happy we have this?
You really needed that 1 square foot area that would have taken? Well, no, I guess not.
You putting this on the list?
Yeah, that's on the list.
All right.
Yeah, this after you guys left.
Courteous. Speaking of fire, there was one out in San Jose, California at a post office after the brother of the late Pat Tillman wrecked his car into it. Richard Tillman, who once told us that Pat's effing dead and that he was a champion. Seemed to perhaps be the type of guy who might have been down the path of a substance problem that day at Pat's funeral.
I didn't pick up on that.
We don't know for sure.
He was always giving gifts. Thanks, Pat. I didn't write shit.
By the way, he just took a drink of a beer right there.
And I think
that was the pause.
I think it's important, the alcohol guy on the show here, to tell you this is an outdoor funeral memorial, and he is drinking a draft pint, a glass draft pint. He doesn't have a cup of beer, a bottle, or a can. the mechanics it takes to get a draft pint glass. This he's working for it. He's a pro.
Taking a sip.
I didn't write shit because I'm not a writer. And I just want to say there's a lot of people here. Thanks.
Oh, no.
It was really amazing to be his little baby brother. Yeah, I'm not just going to sit up here and break down on you, but thank you for coming. Pat's a fucking champion, and always will be. Just make no mistake, he'd want me to say this. He's not with God, he's fucking dead. He's not religious, so thanks for your thoughts, but he's fucking dead.
Both things can be true.
Did you say that do you and your brother have a pact?
Yeah, just to
something
full
similar?
recreate. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Full recreate. Just switch out little brother, big brother. Well, in this case, Dick Tillman crashed into the United States Post Office there in San Jose. He had multiple warrants for his arrest: misdemeanor trespassing, domestic violence, DUI. When the police responded, they found a man standing in the parking lot with his belongings. On the building, the phrase "Viva la me" had been spray painted, and police on the scene determined that they believed the man had been live streaming the situation.
Oh.
I've not been able to find the video of Pat Tillman's brother wrecking his sedan into a postal office, but it apparently exists. And yeah, he spray painted, or somebody spray painted Viva la me. And it would be easy to say that his life really took a turn for the worse when his brother was killed by friendly fire, but that feels like a guy who was kind of already working on destruction. But
well, maybe he's found bottom.
Well, maybe.
And then he can bounce back.
Maybe.
What a story it will be.
It's true. It's true. Our weekend of diversion, there was the Trump-Epstein letter that the Journal obtained. I don't even know if it's worth spending any time on it. But what happened afterwards?
That was this weekend?
It was Friday or Thursday night. Because what was very interesting after that was the series of play fakes that had to be run. Be they, here's some stuff we know about Martin Luther King Jr. or Barack Obama or whatever. And one of those things was Trump decided that on the list of stuff that should be back is the name the Washington Redskins. And he actually has a little bit of access to the levers of power here because there is an attempt to build a new stadium in Washington, D.C. And he says that there will be no deal in the...
What does that mean? Does he actually have something to say about it?
It's a good question. I don't know. He could use his, quote, negotiating skills is what the press secretary said. But there's no real formal way for him to get involved in a local private issue.
I heard that press secretary likes older dudes.
She does. She's married to one.
Nice.
I love her. I love her more than the traditionally hot ones. She's a little she's not plump, but she's a little soft.
She's natural.
Yeah, and I really
she's not Botoxed up. She looks
really like her.
His other ladies, some can look Skeletor-ish.
Very much so.
But she's
a down-home, conservative-looking woman. Which
and she's ready to get sassy.
Yeah,
she's really good at sparring, too. She's not bad at it.
Yeah, her mouth is all the way there because Sarah Huckabee, was plump, but also her mouth was not.
Yeah, she was a little weird. Weird Eye.
Probably had a stroke, I'm sure.
Weird Eye's fine, though.
Oh, I don't mind Weird Eye. Weird Mouth gives me a little more pause, but I also would accept it.
Yeah, for sure. Sometimes it's good.
But so
different ways.
Here, Trump popped off. You've probably seen the tweets that it's time.
For what?
My statement on the Washington Redskins is what was his first one? It's totally blown up, and only in a very positive way. I may put a restriction on them that if they don't change the name back to the original Washington Redskins, Get rid of the ridiculous moniker Washington Commanders. I won't make a deal for them to build a stadium in Washington. He also took aim at the Cleveland Guardians. The owner of the Cleveland baseball team, Matt Dolan, who's very political, has lost 3 elections in a row because of that ridiculous name change. If he changed the name back to the Cleveland Indians, he might actually win an election. Indians are being treated very unfairly. Make Indians great again, in parentheses, MEGA.
MEGA! Wait, they just changed their name like 2 years ago. 3 elections?
I think
what is it, the WNBA?
Yeah, there you go. So, Guardians as a name sucks.
Yeah.
But
horrible.
I don't think that Chief...
I feel like the name Indians could have stayed, but just take Chief Wahoo away.
Yes. The name Redskins had to go. And honestly, there's maybe a note of nuance you have to accept here, but like I heard Junior mention the Utah Utes this morning. That tribe has like very explicitly via leadership said we're okay with it. But like the Seminoles, I mean, even the Chiefs, if you say Chiefs or Warriors.
What's up, Chief?
That is kind of a term of you're in charge or respect. Like, so when you say, well, why are those not being changed? I mean, Redskin is crazy work. The fact that stayed as long as it did.
Chief is a sign of respect, but I was talking to somebody this weekend.
It doesn't always feel that
Yeah,
way.
no. If it was if it's somebody that you consider somebody just calling you boss or chief, but you know they're doing it because they think you're a joke, that's the way I felt it.
Yeah, there may be some projecting there, right? But we all know that guy. But it's not Redskin.
Yeah.
It's not an outright slur.
Yeah, so no, it'd be very interesting, though, if he said, I'm going to die on this hill.
He won't, dude. He does this about everything.
Yeah.
And last
so
week...
it's a just distraction.
Yeah, and I don't know. The deal probably won't even be done while he's in office. Who knows? I know that maybe that's wrong, but last week it was Coke. It was new. He was like, Coke sucks now. They should put real sugar back in it.
He did?
Yeah, he's like, I talked to the people at
that.
Coke. Thanks for your attention to this matter.
I talked to the people at Coke.
He's like, who? The top people at Coke.
You know what he's...
And then the people at Coke were like, we appreciate the president's interest. We're always trying to make the product better.
It's
like...
I mean, we used to think this, but he is the embodiment. He is Drunk Uncle, the SNL character.
Yeah, whatever.
He's your uncle at Thanksgiving, just bitching about everything in life. And it used to be just, he would just do it on his weekly videos or whatever. You've unearthed.
Yeah. Now, the only difference is in the last year, he's not doing just that. He's also very effectively executing an agenda that I don't even know that the people that voted for him are at least all 52% of the country or whatever are on board with. But it's not just games and vlogs now. It's just that he's still doing those.
Yeah.
Like while he's doing real stuff, he's also taking a sip of a drink and being like, they should fix this.
But then that becomes the story and not the other stuff.
Yeah. What are you going to do? Why don't we make that the news for the day? What do you say?
Hey, real quick before we go.
Yeah?
Rest in peace to singer-songwriter Ozzy Osbourne, found dead at 76.
Wow, that just happened? Or was it like this morning?
Like an hour ago.
Okay.
That's worthy.
They played super recently. Didn't they? Sabbath
2
played.
weeks.
Damn. I watched some of that Sabbath show. Underappreciated by my generation, I think. Black Sabbath effing rules. They should be thought of as Metallica or better. You never had a metal phase, did you? Like at all?
No. I'm into Andy Gibb, bro.
I feel you. You can be
So-
both. Well, R.I.P. to Ozzy Osbourne.
R.I.P. to Ozzy Osbourne for sure, man. That first mainstream reality show?
Yeah. It felt like it. You know what's wild? Is he was like 50.
Oh, really? That young?
Dude, I mean, he's 76 now. That show was what?
Wow, you're right. But he was doting around like the fun thing would just be watching him make a sandwich. Or was that Norm? I confused. I think Ozzy Osbourne was trying to open a CD.
Yes.
And it took him like 15 minutes, and they showed it like the whole thing.
Yes.
But then I think we had a camera in one of the compounds or something, and there was a camera in the kitchen, and it was just watching Norm make a sandwich. It was giving Ozzy the exact same thing. So an old man just real slowly doing everything. And
shout out to Jack Osborne, by the way. Definitely had him in the death pool.
And he's still rocking?
Yeah, I mean, I think he obviously had to do the
how's the girl
lame-o
doing?
sober thing.
She
works, dude. They're good kids.
How about Sharon?
She's around.
The Dumb Zone News.
There's your news.
Like
yeah, man. Thanks,
and
Blake.
Subscribe.
Our next little seggy will be brought to you by Lone Star Beer. Let me see if I have some extra special copy points for Lone Star Beer. I do know they have the sweet merch because I am wearing
Big fan.
a Lone Star Beer hat right now. You can get one of these cool things and look just like me. If you go to LoneStarBeer.com, use the promo code DUMBZONE21 and you get 21% off the merch. They're awesome. Oh, in fact, part of the mini Rennie, we got a new fridge.
Whoa.
And stocked it with not only Lone Star Beer, but also Lone Star Light, the blue can. That's my can. Blake prefers the red can, but Lone Star Beer is greatness, and we want you to remember Lone Star Beer when it comes to, how about this, when you go to a baseball game this year? Lone Star Beer is at Globe Life Field for Rangers games. So go to LoneStarBeer.com, DumbZone21, get yourself some merch. The interlude I wanted to take, because I'm surprised you had none of it today. We'll get to today in history in just a second, but did you know that today, July 22nd,
Space
2025,
comes.
The Earth will spin faster today.
Nice.
How did you know that?
Get him out of here. What
What
has he got?
Create the second shortest day in history.
In history.
Shortest?
How do they know that?
Well,
okay.
History since they started recording these based on the milliseconds.
Play-by-play era.
Since 1970. So in the Super Bowl era.
Since Picasso.
Mm-hmm.
Picasso would have flown off of the Earth if it was spinning this fast.
Not built for it.
It'll be 1.34 milliseconds less than the standard 24 hours.
Dude, what am I going to do with all this time?
Right.
Holy jeez.
If this trend continues...
Oh, my God.
They may need to subtract a second from atomic clocks in 2029.
Dude,
so be prepared for that.
Think of all the shot clock violations. Guy's like, what? It's 7 seconds. He's like, no, 8. You weren't over.
Bet the unders.
Timeline.
And then the one story that
Bet the unders.
The one story that I did text you, just to see if you'd use it in the news.
I'm sorry.
But you didn't. But it was because it was July 20th that this happened. So a couple days ago. That was the anniversary of Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong, in theory, walking on the moon.
Right.
NASA workers planned a Moon Day protest to oppose the mass layoffs, budget cuts, and et cetera that's happening at NASA. So they were going to just do a quick little walkout like kids will at school for like gun violence or something.
Mm-hmm.
But they walked outside and they all floated away in their spacesuits. They couldn't protest.
Yes.
That's not funny. I'm sorry.
So they have we had a protest on Moon Day.
And man of the people, Buzz Aldrin, was right there with him, right? Locked arm in arm. Oh, no, wait. He was living in, like, fucking Beverly Hills wearing his moon jacket.
Well,
his moon letter jacket.
All right, so that's a little space news for you today. I knew you'd want it.
Great.
The Dumb Zone
This is brought to us by Frankel & Frankel, personal injury attorneys, 214 or 817, then you dial all threes.
Hey, Micah Parsons, if you get hit by a car.
Right, 100%. Call the Frankels. They're not going to... Well, what they are going to do is protect you from insurance companies and nefarious actors. They're your first call. They handle everything else. Trust me, when the insurance people call, they'll know the Frankels. They'll know.
They will.
You can't handle the truth.
They yell stuff like that in the courtroom. You'll be really impressed. What are we doing now? Oh, little on this day, today in history type stuff. Want to start with viewer mail birthdays? We have a lot since we missed 4 days. Dear Daniel. A lot of people referring to me as
catching
Daniel.
on.
The respect that I deserve after all these years. I'm humbled by it, actually. Help me wish Cheese Fry aficionado and all-around good dude Jason Hazler happy birthday. Leaders are Vince Young, TC's Dental Health, and Blake's softball box score. Legalize it, never punt. From the Fort Collins DF, Jared Reimer. Dan, it's my buddy Wes Sheridan's birthday. We are going to be joining y'all soon for a BVB segment talking about raising money for Alzheimer's care and research in Dallas. And, of course, the women's flag football game. This is from Mariola Schmid.
The great Mariola.
RN2, who wants you to please join me in supporting BVB Dallas's campaign to tackle Alzheimer's. Is that play?
Yeah, why not? Why wouldn't it?
Because we did the intercept cancer, and we decided that's bad because you'd then have cancer.
Right,
Yeah.
but if you're just standing
You need to
over
swat
Alzheimer's,
away cancer.
Yeah. You need to hit stick Alzheimer's.
and you stand over it like Ray Lewis,
So you want to tackle it. You're trying to eradicate it somehow. I don't know if that works.
I think tackle's good.
Mm-hmm.
Also, this is not their main focus. You know, the BVB game is the focus. But I have put out there before, if they were to take those two teams and give me their best, 15, and I go get my best 14, I feel like that game would raise a lot of money. I'm putting it out there.
Guys versus girls?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not confident that the Gamecocks would win because those chicks can effing ball. The quarterback on one of those teams is a Team USA quarterback. I'm a BVB vet, called a lot of those games.
Why don't you marry him?
I will. And then tackle Alzheimer's.
Today is my 30th birthday. Putting your tax dollars to good use for my subscription. No one woke me up in that special way, unfortunately. Hopefully I will find some sympathy pussy.
You know about that, Henry.
NEP is worthy, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
Sympathy.
Sure. I mean, Dan's over here trying to
That's what I always thought.
hop in the second the stud guy's done.
When I was attempting to
Right.
try to get famous, which I still am, trying that, I always thought would see the celebrities like, oh, she just wants me because I'm famous. Like, okay,
Yeah.
that's why did you get famous?
Yeah.
So you could get girls like that. That's the whole point.
I don't think a lot of dudes say that.
Oh, okay. They're like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I think it's usually ladies.
All right.
With them for the money.
My leaders are Luca and woke parking spaces. Fire Nico, death to ableism from Alex McGee.
There's woke parking spaces?
Probably, yeah. If the guy hates ableism.
Dear Daniel, I'm writing in to wish my younger brother happy Chandler Parsons' birthday. You may remember us from the remote a couple of months ago where Jake asked my dad if he can still jack off. Thanks for that, Jake. Jake and I took a selfie together, and he sent our mutual friend. His leaders are Blake getting cucked by a homeless guy. Oh, we didn't get an Angela report today.
We're going to save that for tomorrow.
And Jake comparing rehab to prison any chance he gets.
That
More shoddy audio or shoddio.
feels exaggerated.
Never punt from Denny Norrie.
Good kid.
Hi, my husband of 23 years, Brad, is a week one listener only because we were off-grid camping when the podcast started. Otherwise, he would have been a day one. His birthday is Tuesday. I don't have a decent picture of my jugs, mostly because they are more like teacups. A birthday shout-out would make his day from Catherine. From Casa Tortuga Wild Turtle Rehab. Oh, rehab. Turtles get into rehab, too.
Yeah, it's tough out there for them. Casa Tortuga.
Dear hunter of the cunning stunt, Monday was the Michael Jordan, the second time around birthday for Davey Holmes. Leaders are TC, Heart Attack Man, and Picasso playing Pong while drinking a Diet Pepsi.
Okay.
From his pal from another birth canal, Allie. 2 more. Deer tore her crotch, womb raider.
That's involved.
Saturday was my Tony Dorsett birthday. I'm an autism specialist at a public school. And probably need less R&R than a general education teacher at a white private school. My leaders are IJB and Super Games Cast 64 from Travis, the Galveston Day One. And we have Sultan of the Soak. Yesterday was the birthday of, maybe this is the same guy, my brother Travis Taylor. His leaders are pre-stroke Matt Christman.
Whoa.
Who's that?
From Chapo? Okay.
Former intern Ace Hunter Cannon. He is Harry Truman years old. From Landon.
That's a great email.
Why don't you marry it?
Because I already married.
Oh, that's right. Today is Tuesday, July 22nd. Some on this day in 1796, Cleveland, Ohio was founded by General Moses Cleveland, who saw like a bunch of Native Americans and said, I have now discovered this place.
Well, here's Moses Cleveland. Yeah.
What was the how was Mr. Cleveland regarded back then? You know, because like I just got back from driving up from 45 and there's like a 3-story statue of Sam Houston and it doesn't even really
I think there is a
stand out
statue.
Like does other
this is the guy that invented Cleveland?
Yeah.
Okay, yes. But they don't elevate him to the level of mythological. Like I just thought Davy Crockett, Sam Houston, Jim Bowie were just God. As a kid.
I'll tell you what though, that's a Texas thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Like I said, I didn't know that the Wright brothers were from Ohio. I always thought it was Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. And it turns out, yeah, they're from like Dayton, Ohio.
You were able to make it so far in life as to not know there was a bridge that had gargoyles protecting it that would later be known
No one in
as
Cleveland knows
Guardian.
that, dude, I swear.
And to announce that fact that apparently Tom Hanks lived here for a little bit. Do you remember that? Because he announced it.
Yeah, I kind of heard Tom Hanks was from Cleveland.
Okay.
But he didn't wear it like Drew Carey.
Right. It should have been Drew Carey or Mimi.
Probably should have been Mimi.
Had a weird thing for Mimi.
Why?
Oh, I thought you were going to say like a dream over the weekend or something.
No. Just a bad beat.
For Mimi.
You know.
The worst of bad beats.
There was something there, though.
No.
She's got a little heft.
Oh, sure. Might have been a man.
On this day in 1957, Walter Morrison applied for a patent for a flying toy which became known as the Frisbee.
Frisbee is still popping at the beach.
Good bit.
Yeah.
Frisbee's
Don't
a
hate
good bit. Appreciate you there, Walter Morrison. On this day in 1991, police in Milwaukee arrested Jeffrey Dahmer. He would later confess to murdering 17 men and boys, showing that gay people can do anything that straight people can do. They can also mass murder.
Do they have any, it feels like we need an update on whether it's serial killers or like I grew up with, the same names basically that you did, I almost feel like, right? Like Dahmer.
Yeah.
Gacy. The John Wayne Bobbitt story.
There's just not.
Like, who's Henry's?
Yeah, who's the guy that you know of? Probably because we've eradicated just the ability to
pull it off.
Be a serial killer.
Yeah. Right. And you know what? It's probably been replaced by like mass shooters or school shooters, that sort of thing. And of course, we know many of those names. So
Yeah,
Maybe
don't worry,
that's
buddy.
it. But like Blake didn't
we're
know
getting
the Bobbitt story.
Right.
And that was.
But you did.
That was endless entertainment.
So you're saying kind of like the 5 that can't shoot a 3, or maybe even the fullback serial killers have been kind of phased out.
It feels that way. The game passing them by a little bit. We're running a spread offense where we shoot up malls.
There have been some lady serial killers, but generally that's like you got to get into nursing, so you got access, and you could do it in that way.
Right. TC and I were talking about Warnos the other day. That was somehow in the news. The monster movie. That's still the most insane. I think it's they say the only one. And she did it via like luring them in as Johns.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
You die doing what you loved. Or at least thinking about it. I don't know if they ever got to the point. Did she actually have sex with them and
I
stuff?
think some of them she did.
Oh, okay. Nice. And on this day in 2019, Old Town Road.
Hold on real quick.
Man.
Hold on. I know this is good, but I'm on Jeffrey Dahmer's Wikipedia page, right? And it says other names. This feels very basketball reference to me because
Right.
I've known of
The
Jeffrey
Dominator.
Dahmer my whole life, and you're not that far off. The Milwaukee Monster. That's
Yeah.
not...
That doesn't seem good.
Okay, sorry. Old Town Road.
Great little show. Whatever that show was we watched.
The Dahmer one?
Was it HBO or something?
Yeah.
Funny. And on this day in 2019, Old Town Road by Lil Nas X remained at the top of the Billboard Hot 100 chart for a 16th week, tying a record set by Mariah Carey.
That means that this was the year that Texas Tech was in the Final Four.
Just remember we had you're going to remember the Coldplay meme week or two. Like, Old Town Road was going on for some time. We're like, no one could understand why it was this popular. And then it was. And we thought, boy, we're going to know, our grandchildren will know Lil Nas X. But
Yeah. Had a couple hits.
all right, we have today's birthdays.
You want to do on this day on the show?
My bad.
I don't want to hear it.
I keep
3-hour guy.
I'll make it quick. In 2020, on this day, Kelly Forbes, Julie's husband, was about to leave for the bubble.
Ah.
And that was a big deal.
Yeah, because we could all go after Julie.
I think this is only a bit for me, but I don't care. Everyone during COVID was really obsessed with their Peloton scores, including a host at the station who I think had a hot bike. And I found Killer's Peloton profile, and I would check it daily to see which ride he would tap out of.
Well, you guys are like the WNBA.
Oh, yeah.
Pulling each other down.
That everybody in the...
Nobody had a problem with Bob's score more than you.
I didn't until he thought he was in the top 1% of athletes on this earth.
I know, but whatever. It's still funny. I love it.
But then I would see Killer like take a 20-minute Britney Spears ride and quit 6 minutes in.
You're such a jerk. Why is that public?
He loves watching Angelo's eating
true,
habits.
yeah.
He loves watching Killer. He just
Little-
wants to watch
little
everybody
sociologist.
and just criticize everyone else.
Today was Dustin the Organ Guy.
Wow.
Whoa.
That was a remember
Groups?
where you were moment.
Yeah.
Let's carry this over.
We have groups on. He's going to play music. Oh, you hired an organist? Yeah, we'll have him on too. And then just changed our world.
Of course, you'll recognize this one.
This one.
And then the very next segment, we reviewed Rookie of the Year.
That movie rules.
We're just churning through the summer of
Owen
2020. And then I guess just last year, we learned that Dan's daughter will just hang up mid-conversation
That's
on her
awesome.
mom. Doesn't like to
If you've
cut up
kinda
her
had
jib and
enough.
she'll just hang up.
I love it. All right, today's birthdays. Ezekiel Elliott is, guess, Blake.
28.
Oh, wow. You're guessing low. He's 30.
Okay.
I would have thought her older,
Yeah, he was compensating. Blake was for like, oh, it's got
knowing that I'm going to make him get, yeah, like he's been done for like 4 years. Like an incredibly early burn.
Which begs the question, will he retire as a Cowboy this year? Will he try to play? Like, certainly he's going to retire as a Cowboy, right?
Yeah.
Although,
Wait,
that may be the...
he did retire a Cowboy.
He never retired.
Oh, but the last team he's played for is the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
So that means
He was on the Chargers practice squad during the playoffs.
you're right. They said they were releasing him so he.
Well, yeah, I think he thinks he's still playing. Otherwise, he would have announced it. But I think we're going to do a Zeke retire a Cowboy, and that may be one of the shorter retire a Cowboy careers you see. Wasn't here all that long.
How many years was he good?
If you ask me, 2, 1.5. Other people would tell you 3, because his raw numbers in 3 years were very good.
Sean Lee, 39. AKA
Snake.
Keyshawn Johnson, 53.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Another Jets wide receiver, Garrett Wilson, 25.
Bagged up.
Did he just get paid?
Yeah. Yeah. Like early. Speaking of Zeke.
He's good.
Yeah, but he has had barely over. He's right now. He's got a Mike Evans career.
What?
He's got 1,053 yards.
Okay.
1,100 yards.
Yeah,
1,600. Like
That's Hall of Fame, isn't it?
if you do it for enough years in a row.
I may have been suckered by the Hard Knocks.
I think 1,000 yards too. Now that we've added another game, has even diminished that even more.
Yeah, I have no use really for stuff like that.
But really, with no good quarterback.
That's the thing. Not even close to a decent quarterback.
Sergei Zubov, 55.
Dude,
my favorite star besides Madonna, of course.
I might take him. Oh, yeah. I mean, that was
during that time. I mean, everybody's favorite player is Madonna, but
everybody had to have
you have to get your other
favorite.
Yeah,
right?
and I love Zubov, man. Loved. I still do. He's my hero. The stories about him in between periods, just smoking. And he was like the strongest guy in the NHL, they said.
Yeah, I've always thought.
He was like, he looked like you. He was just skinny.
Yeah.
Just rail, but just solid.
I wonder, there's that sports gene book that we talked about where people from different parts of the world or their bodies are made for this or that based on climate or what stuff they had together to eat. It's kind of like a modern Jimmy the Greek take, like explaining there actually is a difference. Someone should apply that to Eastern Europeans, Russians, and cigarettes because they appear like do a Mythbusters. Like an average athlete from America is not smoking 3 cigarettes in the intermission of a hockey game and going and giving you another 10 minutes, 12 minutes of ice time.
Yeah.
They see Vladdy.
He was breathing Chernobyl air.
That must be what it is.
Yeah, just a cigarette.
Everything is radioactive.
It's fresh.
Yeah.
Jason Robertson is 26.
I would like to know how many Lucy's they can do, though.
Oh,
because it may not be cigarettes, but their nicotine intake is probably off the charts.
Today's War Game winner is Dave Steeb. He's 68. Mike Sweeney, who Gabe Kapler loved to play with, is 52. Terrence Stamp is 87. He's from the original Superman, Neo before Zod. He's Zod. Former Senator Kay Bailey Hutchinson is 82. Actor Danny Glover, 79. Who's getting too old for this. I thought he was 79 in that movie.
Yeah, he's like 38.
But
David Spade is 61. Selena Gomez is 33. Born in Grand Prairie. S.E. Hinton is 77. The author of The Outsiders.
Your fan, Henry? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I forgot he has a birthday. Yeah. So a lady wrote The Outsiders, huh? And nobody freaked out about that?
Well, I think she said she used S.E. as...
okay.
So that nobody would know. Like, now we know, but back then, like, I don't know. S.E.? Who could it be? Don Van Natta, 61. Certainly lurking around. A big story.
Yeah, I bet he's featured quite heavily in the Jerry documentary as a narrator.
And I'll give my Dumb Zone birthday of the day after Henry gives his birthday of the day, but it could be the same one, but I'm not sure. Oh, he's shaking his head as if there's no way.
Well, S.E. Hinton was going to be mine.
Oh. Interesting.
But
you're more of a greaser or a Soch, Henry?
That is probably the one thing, like, what has transcended all of our generations?
I think we just found it.
So kids still read The Outsider.
Yeah, a lot of the time it's through school, but I found that, like, it was one of the ones from school that I actually really enjoyed. Like, I thought it was a fantastic book.
Because when was that? Junior high, probably?
Yeah.
Like
it
that was all the rage when I was in junior high. Everybody loved The Outsiders, and a movie came out about it.
Which is
the
good
movie
too.
sucked. I didn't like it. Okay. Well, because I read the book 100 times and wanted it to be the exact same thing.
I think when you're a kid, the concept of them making a movie about a book you actually read, you think it's great.
But I remember
You've read so few books.
I remember as I read it though, like I thought they were called the Socs. I never put together it's social class and they're called the Socs. So then that bothered me when the movie is like calling them the Socs, and I'm like, why are they doing that to the Socs?
I guess it was just because it was read in class. I never had that.
Okay.
That mix up.
No,
All right, so who you got?
I think ours might have not been a school assignment. It just like people were really, it blew up. Go ahead.
All right. We'll just go with a high-quality forgotten running back, and that's Steven Jackson. Rams, Falcons.
That's a guy you might have forgot about, and should have been a Cowboy.
Oregon State?
Oregon State, and instead the Cowboys took Julius Jones, and Steven Jackson ended up having. Now, Steven Jackson also got to play in, I don't know if that was the greatest show on turf at that point, but he was playing in the Rams offense. Yeah. They used him a lot like that. I loved that guy. That is a good forgotten running back.
He was a badass because he had the elbow, sweatband, the wrist, and no gloves.
And I think, was he early on?
The visor?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why Shoddy wears a visor.
That's it, yeah. TC and I do this often. I don't think it's unique to us, but running backs are the favorite guys to remember.
Mm-hmm.
You may have forgot about him. Now you remember.
They come and go so quick. The Dumb Zone birthday of the day is actor Skylar Gisondo. Skylar, a man. That is Gideon from the Righteous Gemstones.
Oh, wow. He was also the
little dude.
They made him the protagonist in that, like, remember that documentary about social media that we all got really into?
Yeah.
Like about how they were how Netflix or Twitter's gamifying everything. He was like the star of that in some dramatization thing. These kids going places. That's what I've deemed.
You do Righteous Gemstones, Henry?
Mm-mm.
You're not aware of that?
No.
You know what I started? The rehearsal. I'm ready. I'm ready to go all in over the next week.
Do you watch TV?
Not really. I'm pretty much primarily sports, and I will watch I love Rick and Morty and Family Guy and those kinds of shows. I just like stuff that'll make me laugh, and if it's not that, it's YouTube or sports. I don't really watch a ton of movies either. I guess I'm just a boring guy.
I couldn't imagine. No, but I think you're a regular kid. Yeah, my daughter does not watch any TV shows. Do you ever sit and watch an hour TV show?
What about Love Island or stuff like that?
Well, see, my mom and my sister have it on constantly, and I just like making fun of them for it.
But are there any
That's
shows?
a weird thing to watch with your daughter.
Dude,
yeah,
I'm
really
telling
is.
you, I told you a couple weeks ago when we were talking about The Bachelor or The Bachelorette. That is happening. Now, that's a dumb or a tamer version. But moms are watching this with their hoe-in-training daughter. Sorry about your sister.
Well, she has a boyfriend, so she's okay. She's set.
Sure.
Supposedly.
Right.
So no shows.
Not any that y'all would be super interested in.
No, I don't mean that. I mean, will you sit down and
How
watch
old's your
something?
mom?
All right.
She's
We'll get to
52.
52?
If I got that wrong, she's going to kill me.
That is a different world. Go ahead.
Parents married?
Yes.
Said go ahead.
Weren't we going to have intern mom day at some point?
Oh,
on the show and bring them in?
She's funny. We should do that.
You know what? We should.
Henry, what are you doing, bud?
I should preview the show though.
Don't
over
advertise
coffee. I
your
often
mom.
do that with the intern's moms.
This is a 6
Used
hour
to be
show
we used to
today.
do intern sister day, but I think that's a little too creepy.
Changed.
Alex Trebek, born on this day now dead, says here Kempspin.
I don't know that it's that much of one. What do you have? He did tell a story one time of how he ate way too many edibles at a party with some other famous person, but
Married a 26-year-old when he was 50.
okay. And again,
Nice. Is your sister 26?
No, she's younger than me.
Oh, then I don't want to hear anything about it.
thank you.
That's your Jordan Hudson.
Oh my God. Dead on this day, still dead. You have Wayne McLaren. He is the actor who played the Marlboro Man. Died of lung cancer at 51. Uday and Qusay Hussein died on this day in 2003.
You ever seen those pictures, Henry?
I don't think so.
Do you know who Saddam Hussein
Yeah.
is?
Yeah.
His son's bodies are rather bloated.
And died on this day in 2011, Tony Sparano.
Damn. Former Cowboy great.
That's right. That's right.
Tony Sparano, by the way. I've told this story a million times, so it's probably boring, but he authored what I think is the greatest symbolic football coach move.
That's right.
Is he got hired, I believe, as an interim head coach, and on his first day, he took copies of the schedule to that point out to the practice field with shovels and said, "Men, we're burying what's happened in the past." And his little fat coach out there burying. I think they probably lost every game the rest of the year, but it's the thought that counts.
Adios, mofo.
We gotta go before this becomes a zoo.
Thank you for watching my video. Subscribe and type for my name if you want to watch more of my videos.
Fun times in Cleveland today. Cleveland. Come on down to Cleveland town, everyone. Come and look at both of our buildings. Buy some food that's prepared near the street. Who knows, you might even see this guy. You should come on down to West 6th Street. It's the perfect place if you're a douchebag. Watch the poor people all wait for buses. Who the still uses a payphone? Here's the place where there used to be industry. This train is carrying jobs out of Cleveland. Cleveland leads the nation in drifters. Here's a statue of Moses Cleveland.